ऐसा ही था, साउथ वालों ने भी आने नहीं दिया। साउथ वालों को उधर
Manish, you want to start?
Okay. Good morning to all. A very warm welcome to all participants. Myself, CA Manish Sangvi, Think Tank Multidisciplinary Global Platform, Chapter Leader, welcomes you all to Think Tank Global Conclave for India Growth Story and with the experts series covering in detail IBC Think Tank, Financial Reporting Think Tank, RERA Cooperative Think Tank, FFP ISA Think Tank, Valuations Think Tank, IPOs Think Tank, and Capital Markets Think Tank. As a major part of Think Tank at Vivek.Patra. Vivek in Sanskrit means knowledge and wisdom. Patra is innovative news updates containing slides on sharing latest developments and real life examples by CEO, CXO, CFO, specialists, and professionals with a global experience. Today, we have a think tank multidisciplinary global platform, special meeting for all stakeholders in finance, corporate affairs, industry, and profession. Think Tank has been in existence since over decades. Idea for conceived on 6th January 1991 to have conferences, conclaves with CEO, CXO, CFO panelists, and specialists sharing experiences and real life examples. Our panelists are finance leaders working in reputed companies or profession since many years and have a deep domain knowledge. Think Tank platform now digital has got overwhelming response globally on digital mediums and expanding rapidly through LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. Our participants and experts have a rich experience in industry and profession who have done ICAEW, CPA, CFA, CFP, IIM, CACS, CMA, ISA, DISA, FRM, IFRS, BTech Masters, and PhD sharing experiences, knowledge, wisdom spreading as a reach out initiative globally www.thinktanks.co.in and in spite of limited resources. Due to overwhelming response to our annual reports, corporate strategy and ESG, we have announced 6P awards and recognitions, profit, people, planet, professionals, powerful influencers, and platforms. For corporate annual reports, analysts, professional achievers, CEO, CXO, CFOs with a very respected jury with a rich experience in interaction with stakeholders and boards. The recognition and awards would be announced with a rigorous process of scrutiny and choice and interaction with the participants and would be given digitally and if possible in a well located auditorium in Mumbai like Yogi Sabhagೃಹ or similar when available subject to pandemic rules. As participants are aware, recently we have launched a much awaited reference type of newsletter appropriately titled Think.Tank at Vivek.Patra India Growth Story, a comprehensive conference material compilation over 600 pages, sharing experiences by CEO, CXO, CFOs, specialists with latest developments in series on blocking, regulatory, fraud, financial reporting, IndAS, IBC, taxation, digital capital markets, technical analysis, ESA, bank audit, corporate affairs would be available for subscription and any ethical contributions by well-wishers, etc. We will also be covering important and latest developments as suggested by many participants in coming weeks, example valuations and financial modeling, health is wealth, cybersecurity, blockchain, MSME, etc. We request all to subscribe to ThinkTank YouTube channel for watching summits, conclave webinars, and join, connect, and network on ThinkTank webinars group on LinkedIn and Facebook pages, Telegram channel specially created on suggestion of many participants and panelists. We once again welcome all members and panel share few insights from Vivek ThinkTank at Patra India Growth Story. I especially thank my colleagues in the digital global team, Anupam, Aditya, Ajay, Anurag, Archana, Aishwari, Hemant, Mitesh, Mihir, Malvika, Nipun, Nischal, Pramod, Pravin, Rakesh, Richa, Pramod, R. Kannan, Manish, Santosh, Subrat, Nehal, Sandeep, Vijay, Vikash, Yogesh, and others for regularly contributing to Think Tank at Vivek.Patra. Today, we have an excellent Think Tank multidisciplinary platform seminar eminent stalwarts and specialists sharing experiences and latest developments like our interactive meeting. Thank you all. Welcome again. So Sanjay bhai, you would like to start?
Yeah, good morning all. I see Sanjay Vora, welcome you all. And we start with Ganesh Vandana as in every program. So, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvighnam Kuru Me Dev, Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. And what I think today, Saraswati Vandana also, because we are all into knowledge field, and so Saraswati Vandana I would like to do. Ya Kundendu Tushar Har Dhavala, Ya Shubhravastravata, Ya Veena Vardhanya Manditakara, Ya Shveta Padmasana, Ya Brahmachyuta Shankara Prabhutivir Devai Sada Vandita Kamam Patu Saraswatim Bhagavatim Nishi Siddharyapaha. So, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you, Think Tank. Thank you, all the participants. Thank you, all the speakers. So, we begin the program. And about the song part, what I think, Aditya, or as you all say, in between, we can keep in between two sessions. Can we keep that? That should be okay.
Okay.
All right. Right. So we start the session. That would be.
Manoj bhai, Santosh bhai, you start.
Yeah, sure, Manish bhai. Thank you.
Welcome, Santosh ji. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Good to start off on with the Ganesh Vandana and all that spiritual note. That's important. So very good morning to all the everybody, all the members. As Manish bhai introduced, today's session we will have a look at certain financial results. This is the financial results season, second quarter results for most of the companies. Of course, for December year-end companies, it's the it's a different quarter. It's the third quarter. So what I've done is for this session today, I've picked up some 5 companies. We'll start with Hdfc Bank, Unilever second, and then there is also which is the third one? Yeah, there is also this TCS. TCS is of course the first financial result that we generally see, and TCS and HUL and HDFC Bank, these are also some of the bellwether companies, because the financial results of these companies generally, they represent, they kind of set the tone for many other companies. So for example, TCS, the way TCS reports on its growth and its profitability, it also at times speaks about IT industry in general. And then also what Manojji requested me is to also Reliance industry. So that's another results that I have picked up. 4 results, and then time permitting, we will also have a look at what Manojji requested me is to discuss this SREI finance. We have all been following this media reports about SREI finance, and the auditors of one of the companies being banned by the Reserve Bank of India. So we will have a look at the latest annual report. Of course, the March, it's not the the Q2 report is not available, but whatever is available, we'll just have a brief look at that. And as we generally do, we'll try to deliberate and share our thoughts and ponder over certain things. Manojji, I see your hand raised. Any questions? Any inputs from your side? Okay, probably it's inadvertent. Okay, so let's start with the first one, HDFC Bank. Let me just try to share the screen. Yeah, yes, Manojji, sorry.
All to put a pictures on and also put the cover slide on the screen. Any slide.
Okay. Also, Manish bhai, I see some comments that my volume, I'm not audible. Am I audible? Is my volume good? Actually, I'm at a client's place today, so there may be some disturbance in the background. Am I audible? Is it?
All
right.
Perfect voice. Maybe Om Prakash ji, he may be on mobile or something there. He may not be able to have a proper voice.
Okay, but I'll also try to be a little closer to the laptop so that volume is okay. Okay, so with that, let me just try to share my screen and pick up the first one. Okay. So HDFC Bank results were pretty good. I mean, I didn't find anything significant from the perspective of financial reporting per se. Banks, as we all know, still don't report on IndAS. So nothing very significant from an academic or an accounting or a financial reporting point of view. But overall, if one looks at the results, the revenue growth is 14%. I picked up the presentation that they share to the and post on the website. So that gives us a snapshot of the results. Operating profits have also it has seen a good 14% increase as compared to September last year. Net profits again 17% increase. Total deposits 14% increase, which is good. Total advances again 15% increase. Balance sheet size also increased by 14%. The balance sheet size, of course, is quite it's one of the gigantic banks we all know. So the NIM, that is the net interest margin, was stable. I think it's as it was exactly the same as last quarter, last year. That is 4.1%. Capital adequacy is very healthy, 20%. Gross NPA, in fact, they have improved on the gross NPA percent, 1.35% as against, I think, somewhere in the results down in one of the subsequent pages. It was, I think, somewhere in 1.441 or 1.42% last quarter. So that's always good. Banks reporting, lesser gross NPA results percent. In terms of the loan mix, 40% of the loan is towards retail. 34%, rather 26% is corporate, and the rest is CRB. In terms of branch mix, again they have a 50-50 kind of a mix, which is also pretty good. Comparative information, NIM, as I said, it's quite steady since last few quarters. It's 4.1%. Wholesale fees, again 9%, which is kind of very stable and very steady kind of results. What I find very encouraging and very optimistic is that the NPA rate. 1%. Yes, please.
Oh, carry on.
Okay. No, what I was saying is what I find very encouraging is a bank like Hdfc reporting less gross NPA as compared to previous periods. Of course, it's a marginal reduction only, but still, I think just coming out of COVID, last few months of COVID, I think it's also one of the signs, one of the signals that the economy is is reviving. And I think, Manish Bhai, it was last week or the week before the last that I stumbled on this CMI report, which basically said that the consumer sentiment, CMI is basically this center for monitoring Indian economy, which keeps coming up with, I think it's fortnightly reports on things like, consumer sentiments, wage index, etc. I think consumer sentiments is on a rise. I think that's quite interesting. And of course, last couple of days, we have seen a lot of, this 100 crores, this 1 billion jabs that we have managed. I think that's also a very, very positive milestone. And it's something that as Indians, I believe we need to be proud about. Back to this Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, they are saying that the wage index is also back on track. Basically what they are saying is by next few weeks, that is by end of Diwali, probably the wage cost will be as much as the pre-pandemic cost. Okay, so that will be something which is I think which is very encouraging. Also the commodity prices, the commodity price index is also, the cycle is also on a rise. So we have seen, gas price or crude oil price or, petrol price increasing. And I think that report also says that the export has increased significantly. In fact, the biggest reason for export is the service. Both goods exports as well as service exports have increased since last few months. And the service export, particularly what caught my attention is because they are saying that there is likely that there is a technology boom around the world. And, because of COVID, people who are laid off because of, COVID and, decline in business, many of them are back in the job, back in the business. And a lot of IT professionals, Indian IT services are also in demand. Many countries are adopting digital, and therefore there is a very good news for for our economy. I think the other major development is Moody's and S&P's, which upgraded our sovereign rating from negative to stable. I think that's also a very promising thing. So I think probably we are getting there. I mean, we may not be out of the woods as yet, perhaps, but we are getting there somewhere. I think the pent-up demand is on a rise, and that's a good encouraging news. Yes, Manish Bhai. So I just wanted to pause for inviting reactions from Manish Bhai and everyone else. Yes,
see, two things from my side. Somebody has raised what report is this CMI gives. So just again, you say about that.
CMI, I think if I recollect, so I did not read through the entire report, of course, but I just stumbled on a article. I think it was in Economic Times, where basically, this report was summarized. CMI is basically Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. They keep coming up with reports on things like wage index, consumer sentiments, etc. In fact, the RBI has also, it had in one of its monthly reports, I think it was for September, has said that the consumer sentiment is improving. So I think eventually RBI will also, for October also they will report. So this is basically, Manish Bhai, I think it's a think tank, which the full form is Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. So that is something which is there. Probably if one Googles it, one may get to its website.
Right.
And Manish Bhai, always it's good to have your thoughts on, HDFC Bank results or whatever. Sanjeev Bhai,
I give my one more thought actually, that if you see that HDFC, like all parameters have gone by 10 to 15% up compared to the quarter-to-quarter basis. I have seen, like in this pandemic also, where people don't have money, but people have started developing one habit of saving some money, because I have seen many banks who have given results. Their deposits have increased by around 10% quarter-to-quarter or year-on-year basis. So that way, I think it seems that people have started developing one habit of saving. This will boost the banking scenario. This is my understanding.
Okay.
So let's move.
All right. So let's pick up Unilever next.
Yeah.
And again, this is in the backdrop of we all are seeing that there is a substantial increase in the household spending so far as the consumer goods are concerned. And there is so again Unilever here, Hindustan Unilever. There is So if we look at the September numbers, so there is 12,500. The total income is 12,800 vis-a-vis last year's corresponding period of amount of 11,593. So this is almost an increase of more than 1,000 crores as compared to September last year. Of course, we know that September there's a bit of a base this kind of a rebase factor also, because September last year we were in the peak of we had just about come out of the first wave of COVID-19, so that was quite kind of bad. So there is a base effect also in this figure. As compared to June also there is an increase. June the top line was 11,900, so about again 800-900 crores increase as compared to June also. In terms of the bottom line, the PBT, so we have 2,954 crores of quarterly profits, and we have as compared to 2,000. So again, profit is very heavy, and it looks like again this Unilever has kind of met the expectations. I see hand raised by Rajesh ji. Yes, Rajesh ji. Any questions or thoughts?
No, I did finish by mistake.
In terms of, they did acquisition of a company. So again, this is the segment results. Again, the growth is kind of equal in, it's kind of in sync in all the segments: home care, beauty, and personal care, and all that. So I think nothing very great there. Asset balance sheet, I don't have any specific observation as such. I mean, all these companies are, also looking out for avenues for acquisition now. In fact, I think it was yesterday's Economic Times which had an article. I think it was the front page which said that the major corporates are actually looking out for acquisitions. And so far as the cash flows are concerned, basically again, if you look at the operating cash flows, that is money coming in from the business, 4,100 vis-a-vis 3,800. I think in terms of collection also there is a healthy growth vis-a-vis September 2020. So around 300 crores increase. Investing activity, nothing much to speak about that. So it's good that, from a cash flow perspective, it's not just they are selling more, they are also collecting more. That's always encouraging from a company's perspective. And of course, FMCG, as we all know, is it's quite a cash-rich business otherwise. So there is nothing to concern. I think so. It all looks very promising from Unilever's perspective also. Exceptional items, I'm looking at point number 4 now on the page. Exceptional items includes restructuring costs of 6 crores and acquisition and disposal related costs of 25 crores. They have also sold their Dalda brand rights in the outside of India. So that is another exceptional item. Otherwise, Unilever, nothing very striking from a financial reporting perspective. No interesting transactions or no these are all like highly, very low leveraged companies. So hardly there is any borrowings and all that. So you don't come across very, interesting, colorful, accounting issues as such. Again, I'll open up the discussion in case anybody has any.
Nothing. This company, nothing so excitement, actually, nothing new.
Yeah.
Year on year,
Yeah.
they, they provide a very good results. Their balance sheet is very clean. And FMCG, they're very established business. So their margin is also same year to year basis.
Yeah. And also they have been looking at acquiring various things. I think since last 3 years, if I recollect accurately, Manish, I think they would have done at least 6 to 7 acquisitions, various sizes, not like major ones, but they keep acquiring a lot of smaller FMCG niche FMCG players and all that. As is, as are the other large FMCG companies like Tata Consumer Products, which keeps again acquiring small brands or even ITC Foods. I think that's another trend which is quite visible, that companies who are sitting on cash, this is the best time to acquire companies, and go on a shopping spree for acquisitions. Dinesh, I see your hand raised.
How much? Hello, Dinesh.
Hello.
Yes, Dinesh, you can speak up, sir.
One point of note in HLL is that the working capital continues to be negative. That is a very good point.
Nice, sir. Working capital is negative. Just
and companies having negative working capital are the best.
Dinesh, put your video on, please, if you can. Dinesh,
Yes?
put your video on, please. Yeah.
Dinesh,
Yes, I am putting it on. It is not going on. I don't know why.
if you
I
see,
put it on. From your side, it should be,
So operation cash generated is 4,100. So working capital.
No, I think the balance sheet, if you see, the liabilities are more than the current assets. That I'm seeing.
Okay.
That is the negative working capital is a very good point. The churn is good, very good in that case. The net churn I'm talking of. Sales versus minus negative working capital, that gives the net churn, and that is very good. Improving,
okay.
I think.
You say non-current liabilities is 9,800 and current liabilities is 10,000.
Yeah.
What are the asset side? Just
current assets. You take the stocks and the debtors, no? Then you will get it.
But ये negative किधर है दिनेश भाई?
Non-current assets देखिए ना. थोड़ा ऊपर जाइए ना मनोज भाई. If you see non-current assets, Dinesh bhai 54,000 है, और current assets 13,000 है. Vis-a-vis, if you see non-current liabilities and current liabilities are almost 20,000 crores around approximately. So it's not current assets is not a negative one.
Net I'm saying net.
नहीं नेट भी नहीं है ना सर, बिकॉज करंट 13,000 है और करंट लायबिलिटी 10,000 कुछ है.
सर
एनीवे सर, आप दिनेश भाई आपका जो कॉन्सेप्ट है ना कि करंट लायबिलिटीज नेगेटिव आना चाहिए, मतलब करंट एसेट्स नेगेटिव से क्या फायदा होता है
सर? Thoughts are very clear. The collections are faster, the debtors days are lower, and the creditors days are longer. I mean, that helps, to turn the working capital in a positive manner, because you are using creditors money to fund your debtors, no?
Correct. Generally, if you see that people have revenues.
That is a good money management, I think. And I always like companies which have got negative working capital. Nestle, Godrej Consumer, Hindustan Lever. All these are having negative working capital. That means they are using creditors' money to do their business in a much better manner and to get the cash faster from the debtors.
So they have a bargaining power.
Yeah, bargaining power, absolutely.
Correct.
So that's a very
good point to understand.
Yeah, and also Krishna Nayyar, if I can add.
Yeah. Sir, boliye Krishna ji.
No, it is like again simple Udupi Hotel working on, they buy everything on credit, but they receive everything on cash. Simple Baniya business.
Perfect
And classic
example.
example is Udupi Hotel. But another point I would like to just on the HUL front is their Concall highlights. They were highlighting since many of their raw materials are crude derivatives, they had indicated inflationary pressures. So that needs to be monitored.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, they have got basically HLL has got a team for buying, selling. All those teams are working in in a very nice coercion matter, coordinating matter, manner that it enhances ultimately the value of whatever they are doing. And they are very vigilant because some products, if they are not running, they will just stop it. They will not look behind. The planning of the products, the marketing of the new products, everything is very streamlined and very disciplined. So that is what we like of HUL.
Correct.
They will not linger along with the loss-making units and the loss-making products and all that things. They will just strike it off and do something new. Innovation is innovation is the key. Innovation is the key, and they are living in a VUCA world. Completely VUCA world. They are very alert to that.
No, but I agree. So Dineshji, I totally agree. So generally, in my experience, basically, ये जो multinational companies है, be it GlaxoSmithKline or any sector actually, they are generally quite dispassionate about their units. So even as you said, loss making कुछ है, sticky कुछ है, बेच डालते हैं. They don't like basically have very passionate views about के नहीं बाद में आगे जाके growth होएगा. कुछ भी रहा उनके पैरामीटर्स में अगर वो नहीं बैठता तो बेच डालते. That's perfectly fine. I agree with you.
Vigilance on a daily basis, on a fixed time basis, weekly basis, 15 days. That vigilance is there. That is very important for any business.
And more so for FMCGs because generally उसमें वो basically if my soap or my biscuits are not selling in market, then I'll need to move on. Actually, I don't need to stay put on that. So that's a good point.
See, one parameter which I always see is sales divided by debtors multiplied by 365 days, you get the number of days, and the purchases divided by creditors, you get the number of days there for the creditors. If that ratio is extending, that means the company is having a good command over the creditors. The creditors can be squeezed to any extent. Debtors, creditors, number of days spread is very important.
No, agreed. And see, more so in businesses like dealer-based businesses, like FMCG हो गया, जहाँ पे वो basically dealers को बेचते हैं. And then there is an entire distribution chain. Pharma हो गया, FMCG हो गया. Generally, if these big ones like Unilever, they basically the working capital management vis-a-vis the dealers is quite. मतलब काफी बार तो they wouldn't give credit period to dealers because Unilever का dealership मिलना अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी बात है.
Right.
So in that terms, they will squeeze out, whatever working capital, whatever cash from the dealer, वो फटाफट recover. In fact, deposits भी रखने पड़ते हैं. They have their own systems in place because, of course, it's a very old company also. So working capital management is quite impressive. Younger companies, the ones we don't have that kind of a brand. वो इतना डीलर्स को वो नहीं कर सकते because dealer actually run the business, so वो they may not have that kind of bargaining power vis-a-vis the dealers. So वो एक brand strong होने का एक फायदा हो जाता है.
So that is why you always ask what is the brand valuation, and you don't answer.
Correct.
Because that intangible asset valuation is very important to understand. Its impact on the market, competition, all that, market reach, market grab, everything is important because the brand is the sometimes it becomes a generic brand type for certain products, and that has got a tremendous value. For companies having products with generic brands have tremendous values. Sorry, you can continue. My thought is over.
Yeah.
No, your thoughts are always welcome and enriching. Okay, now then
Shall we move to
moving on.
next company?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see where the other file go. One second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we will look at TCS again. A non-problematic kind of a sector. TCS, of course, is largest IT company. So highlights 4,68,670 million top line. That is year on year 16% growth, 16.8% growth in INR terms. And this is what 6.3 billion USD revenue. Operating margin at 25%. So very, I think, increasingly most of the Indian IT companies, and of course TCS is one kind of a big example of that. The margins have improved because of during the COVID since last few months. Large part of it because reduction in costs, administrative costs, etc. Net margin is to 20%. Cash flow from operations is at 103%. Again, cash flow, what I've seen in many of IT companies since last 2-3 quarters is that actually realization, that is the average, realization period has actually shortened post-COVID. And I think that's a very positive thing. And increasingly, many companies, they have won, most of the Indian companies, even the small IT companies have won quite a few digitalization or cloud, cloud service, cloud server platform engagements and contracts. And I think usme, they have actually managed to realize, improve their realization rates also. Of course, being a IT company, they also talk about things like attrition and headcount, etc., and their financial results. So attrition is 11.9%. In fact, I think in the press release or in the interview to business newspapers, I think the CEO mentioned that they will be hiring some 7 lakh fresh engineers in next couple of years, or at least in next 1 year. So that's again, this is like since I think it was 10 saal pehle unka utna recruitment hua tha. So I think that's again a very good sign for Indian IT sector. Revenue quarter on quarter. Again, the graphic on the right hand side, you will see a lot of, it will not be a very steep one, but it's a very progressive graphic. Margin again very stable in the range of 25-26% or 27% or thereabouts. Net margin again, they have improved upon their last quarter margin marginally, that is 20%. Growth can be seen here. This quarter it's like 6.3 billion as against 6.1 billion last quarter. So churning out 6 billion, revenue every quarter is again something which is phenomenal. The scale at which this company operates is kind of mind-boggling. Geographically, again, they have given the spread. North America, Latin America, etc. North America, the US is, of course, the biggest market for these companies, these IT software companies. In Europe, UK again continues to be, the big one. Then there is Asia Pac, and India is basically, although it's on a rise, but it's a small part of the overall sales figure. The biggest business segment for these guys is BFSI, as banks. In fact, PCS has won this State Bank of India core banking solutions contract, which is, I think, running into hundreds of crores. I don't recollect the figure. So banking in India and elsewhere continues to be one of the the biggest growth engines for such technology companies. And then there is retail, as retail business also adopts online model. There is a lot of demand for retail in India as well as abroad. Life sciences and healthcare, manufacturing, technological service, communication, media, and other business. The biggest service offering, as I said, is cloud and security services, because since, as we all know, ever since COVID-19 broke down, a lot of companies around the world have kind of rediscovered, reinvented their business models and operational models rather than business models, where basically this remote working environment, it has called for, having cloud services and security services for its data. And, most of us have been working from, various places. So one of the main, service offerings for such IT companies like TCS is this cloud and security services. Of course, IT security, of course, not an expert on IT security, but increasingly it's becoming very, very important. Things like banks getting hacked, accounts getting hacked, or even Instagram accounts getting hacked is quite a common phenomenon these days. So a lot of contracts are being won by these software companies to, have security, data security, etc. So that's only going to rise. So that's one of the growth engines. And then there are others like enterprise application, this SAP, this banking, core banking solutions, etc. So yeah, I won't get into this much, but again, I'll just pause here for a minute and open up discussion. Any thoughts, Dinesh bhai, Mr. Krishnan, Manish bhai, Manoj ji?
This is very, TCS is very good company, we all know. And year on year, it has given a very good result. But what I have seen, I have read somewhere that all these companies have got a new area, digital transaction, something like that. And like Infosys, they say that digital transaction business have gone up by 42%. So that way, it seems that all these IT companies will benefit from digital transaction now. So some kind of product mix will change, or revenue mix will change for these people, correct? This is what I understand from the reading of all these reports.
Also, I think eventually, Manish bhai, you will also cover up this in your IPO section, not today, but one of the subsequent sessions. Is this Paytm? They have also got a go-ahead from SREI for the 16. I think it was what, 16,500 crore IPO. Very optimistic. Large-sized IPO. So I think that's again, this digital payment is businesses. And I think this Mobilink is also filed its DRHP. So we will see how that goes. But again, that is another business which is on a rise.
Right.
Yeah. If I can add a point, just a thought.
Yes, please.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing for IT company is the cost inflation needs to be factored, because the sudden spurt in demand for IT services is crazy, and that is leading to a lot of attrition. Today, even people with, I have I'm a typical South Indian, born and brought up in Matunga, so I have a lot of school friends at very senior levels in Infosys. My brother is a techie with L&T Infotech for last 10, 12 years. So the attrition is very high, and that is especially with demand for new technologies like Python, etc., which I don't know much. Even people with 3-4 years experience are demanding salary hikes to the tune of 60-80%, and recruiters are offering it. That's what I understand when I speak to school friends and my brothers and people from the industry. So that can impact margins, that can take margins for a ride overnight.
No, absolutely. I think that is one sector where basically the salary levels have significantly increased.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. Some of the pay packages are quite crazy in that sector. And there is always there are certain also niche, skills like, of course, coding and all is very common now, but Python and all that, what you mentioned, it's sector which people are very optimistic about, and you're right, it is ought to create a lot of jobs. And I mean, one of the reasons why, if you look at Mr. Krishnan, these platform educational, what is it called, ed tech, platforms like Byju's, or what is that, white collar
junior.
White hat junior.
So they are also kind of riding this perception that there will be a lot of demand for coding professionals. So, just digressing a little bit, but what is it that these companies are trying to sell? That at a very young age, when the kid is not, even probably understanding maths or English properly, they will teach the kid coding, because coding के लिए आपको language की जरूरत नहीं रहती है as such. And then basically he can become one of the startup entrepreneurs eventually. So basically that's the idea which these people are trying to sell. Not a big fan of all these platforms, because they are, my personal experience is very kind of commercial and non, they wouldn't think much, but yeah, that's basically where these guys are also coming from. Ye coding के लिए बहुत demand आगे जाके होने वाला है, and therefore you need to, the CA या नॉर्मल इंजीनियरिंग करके आपको वो जॉब, मतलब मार्केट वर्दीनेस नहीं मिलेगा, तो ये सब आप पढ़ाना चाहिए.
No, but I tell you one thing.
I won't get into the Shah Rukh Khan controversy of Byju's.
No, but I tell you one thing actually. My son did engineering in 2020. So he is a mechanical engineer. He along with his friend went to TCS, वो exam लेते हैं ना starting में, वो exam के लिए बैठा, वो half an hour exam was there. Though he was mechanical engineer, he was given appointment letter instantly. So I feel that to work in IT and IT companies, you don't be an IT engineer. Other faculties, people can also work there. So that
if you look at it, Manish bhai, let's say if you have to, let's say, go for the CRP. Okay, so uske liye functional jo analyst rehte hain will be from a different background. May not be like IT professionals, but let's say a chartered accountant ya an MBA. So wo to rehta hai. You're right. Rajesh ji, you want to come in here? I see your hand.
Yeah. Actually, I would like to put some input from my side on this IT, because I have my IT company.
Sure.
So as said, attrition rate is very high. And the reason behind this, what happened actually, this big company, they recruit students who pass or they get a graduation, and they train them, and then they put on a project. But now in this last 2 years scenario, they are not able to do that. So left, right, center, they are hiring anyone at any cost because they have lots of projects. And I think after 6 months, that situation will go down, and might people will lose job. Only talented people will remain in the company, and other will start again searching the job. Because who's getting now 5 lakh rupees, they are offering 15 lakh without any knowledge. And as I said, they are hiring any. That was my.
Yeah. So Rajesh, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding of Indian IT services was all these years basically most of the companies, including the large ones, were basically rendering services which are still lower in the value proposition, and basically the money was being made because of the difference between USD and INR, the Indian cost vis-a-vis the US cost. So a lot of things were actually outsourcing in a sense.
Yes. I am also getting this. Correct.
So
what you are saying, it is
as
correct.
we go ahead, yeah. So as we go ahead, things would balance out. I mean, if since last few, last couple of years at least, if you look at the interviews of CEOs of all this Infosys or TCS or Wipro, or if you look at the director's report also, the endeavor is to get to more innovative software as such. We still don't have an Amazon or a Microsoft based out of India, right? So I think the major endeavor is to come up with products which are of that scale, let's say like an Oracle or so that kind of thing is lacking. But I agree with you that if today a IT engineer is instead of 5 lakh he's getting paid 15 lakhs, eventually the things will get things will catch up with the person, and unless the person upskills and upskill once.
Yes, absolutely right.
But if you see, there are some IT professionals within 5 years they reach to 30 lakh package. By the way, Santosh bhai, Rajesh Bagrecha is my old colleague. 10 years back, we were working in an airline company, and he has worked in many airline companies, at least 3-4, Kuwait Airlines and others. And he is based in Pune.
Yeah, I'm based in Pune. Now I have my software company, and we are developing product for US, Ireland, and Singapore-based companies.
Very nice, Rajesh. Nice meeting.
Thanks.
Yeah. So shall we, Dinesh bhai, any comments?
Nothing as such, because I have one minute. Nothing as such, because I have not gone through the TCS results basically. But TCS, is a very growth-oriented company, having its own domain and own way of working, which is exceptional, basically. So I don't interfere more with the quarterly results, but I look at the annual reports, of course. I mean, and then thrash it out clearly. That is okay.
I tell you my observation about all these companies recently, like leave apart TCS, Infosys, and Wipro. The second line companies like Mahindra Tech or Emphasis or Happiest Mind, they are actually also doing very well in terms of revenue, results, and in terms of the share market value also. Even L&T Technology, L&T Infotech, they are really on the path of growth actually.
I would put Persistent at a much higher level in that case. Persistent is showing fantastic disclosures and results, and the way of working, the system they have imbibed. Everything is very clear in Persistent. More clear rather.
Correct. And one more observation. There is just like TCS, there is one more company is coming, Tata Digital. I believe everyone has listened this, have this company name. One of my relatives is just joined that company. He's also chartered accountant. He says that Tata Digital would be, it will be more big company than TCS probably after 10 years. And they are bringing all the products, all the services on the platform of Tata Digital. Whatever Tata companies are doing it actually.
Yeah.
So it's a Tata name basically.
Yeah. So so you're right, Manish. So we work with Tata Digital in certain engagements. So absolutely right. It looks very promising. What they are saying, because they are wanting to have a digital health platform like NetMeds and some of the others, digital education, not quite like Byju's, but somewhat like that. So they have big plans for that.
But the biggest challenge there is incorporating the various cultures of the companies.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a very big issue. That is a very big issue.
Absolutely. Dinesh bhai, you're actually bang on, because that's what I was just about to say. That all these large Indian groups, while they may have the capital, they may have the the experience, etc. But what is required for a startup kind of an environment is a kind of a young people without any corporate bureaucracy, etc. So startups actually, they work on on the go, right? तो आपको कल के कल ये चाहिए, आज के आज चाहिए, तो that kind of culture is basically, it's difficult to imbibe within an organization. Reliance has somehow tried to do that with whatever success, but I think that's one of the challenges for all these groups like Tata and Reliance.
See, Narayan Murthy, in his initial days, if you see the earlier balance sheets, after public issue 4-5 years balance sheets continuously, he said only one thing: we have got the ability to earn and the willingness to share. Simple. And that should be common for everybody who is joining in the company.
Yeah, basically in startups, typically you have people, the founders, etc., very passionate, right? So if you listen to someone like a Bhavish Agarwal of that Ola, Bhavish Agarwal of Ola, the way he would talk in an interview or say, मतलब वो आपको passion दिखेगा उसमें, बंदे में, मतलब as against to you, if you look at say a Satya Nadella ka interview, I mean, I'm not with no disrespect to anyone, दोनों का अपनी जगह पे एक है. You will find that this guy is a top company, a Fortune 500 company ka CEO. So he will have that finesse and that sophistication. But a startup founder will have his own, passion, and he may probably not make a very, dignified point, but he will have a lot of passion. You could see that, drive in that person. So वो एक differentiator रहता है. I totally take your point. Culture is a big issue in such cases.
Yeah. Can I?
Yeah, continue.
Yes, sir.
I'm Praveen Kumar. I am based out of Lucknow.
Yes,
5 years back, after 40 years at Bombay, I shifted to Lucknow. This is addressed to Manish and Santosh ji. I am office bearer in the Lucknow Management Association, SHM, and I also organized some of the conferences. This was a brilliant conference today, which I have watched. Can I request you to collaborate with LMA and that's the Lucknow Management Association, the #1 in the country, and SHM of UP, which is not part of SHM, but it's an independent organization. I am chairman of the Banking and Financial Institutions Committee. I'm myself a turnaround professional. So can we have a dialogue later on after this conference, Mr. Manish and Mr. Santosh, to collaborate between these organizations and have a Zoom conference, even a physical conference, if you can come down to Lucknow. And invitation is to have the nice Lucknowi food. That's all.
Thank you.
And
Why not disseminate this
and,
knowledge to everybody?
and Praveerji, your state is also, going to get into elections with nice Lucknowi food. We can have nice banter about
You can come and stay with me. As compared to Bombay, I was just in 2,000 square feet. I have 4,000 square feet here, just me and my wife. So you can stay with me. Be my guest also.
Sure.
So anyway, I'll be in touch with you, Mr. Singhvi. And Mr. Santosh. I would like to have your number. My number is given in the chat. I have written it.
Yeah. Sir, there are more people. Sir, Praveenji, there are more people in the group. There is one Manoj Alim Chandani, but he's on Vipassana, so he's just seeing this video. He's not speaking today anything. I will forward his number also to you for all these things, activities. Sure. So we'll speak later on, no problem.
I mean, sir,
Alchemy ARC.
Praveen sir, just a request. Can you resend your number? I believe the number is having 11 digits.
Oh, sorry, 98200.
Okay.
98200.
Offline. Suggestion numbers offline.
Yeah, sure.
In chat. Yeah.
I'll put it in the chat. Just
okay.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
So shall we move to Reliance Industries?
No, I was just saying before doing that, Praveenji, welcome to this conference. As Manish Bhai said, Manoj Alim Chandani ji he's the Karta of this group, so he would he will reach out to you, vice versa.
Sure.
I can see him. Of course, Manoj is very much on the video.
Yes.
So I request all of you, I'm putting my number. We'll exchange and then we'll coordinate with my people, my secretary generals of the places, and we can have.
Sure.
Right. I'll give speak my number and then put it on the chat again. 98200 19774.
We can't share the number here. Can't share the number online. Put it on chat, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looks like Manojji, you can speak.
Yeah, I'm traveling, but I'm trying to listen intently. Wonderful discussion going on. I saw Hindustan Lever, Reliance, Hdfc Bank. I'm looking forward to one is on Reliance. Your views on the depreciation and particularly on the technology, Geo, and also on the taxation, including deferred tax. And then we will come to SREI Finance, balance sheet, latest results, and the regulatory action. There are lots of interest and lots of questions on SREI issue.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so moving on to Reliance Industries, basically, again, a very healthy, revenue growth and healthy profit growth this quarter. So they have also made a big announcement and taken a big plunge on renewable energy. They have in fact acquired this company abroad. I think it's the second bullet point. First, let's also read the wholly owned subsidiary of Reliance Industry invested 50 million to acquire 42 million shares of preferred share in Ambri Inc., an energy storage company based in Massachusetts. So again, this was an acquisition. Also, I think they have also acquired REC, which is a Norwegian company. I think that's coming later. This is again a Denmark company they have acquired, again with regards to hydrogen electrolyzer. We all know that the solar energy or renewable energy, the panels, the energy panels are going through a lot of technological innovation. New technologies are coming basically on a very regular basis. The solar panels, the photovoltaic panels which were, let's say manufacturer purchased last year of maybe 2019 have already become redundant in the current year today. So, it's a very fast moving kind of a world in that space. And they have actually acquired a bunch of companies. In fact, they have also taken a 40% stake in Sterling and Wilson Solar Limited, which is again another, listed company in India, part of the Shapoorji Pallonji Group. It was a company, I think, Manish bhai, IPO came sometime in 2-3 years back.
मनोज भाई का थोड़ा आवाज आ रहा है. Okay.
Yeah. इनका I think IPO maybe 3-4 साल पहले आया था Sterling and Wilson.
आपको पता है ना, बड़ा डिफॉल्ट किया था पेमेंट में, इनका बड़ा प्रॉब्लम था, एंड शेयर प्राइस डाउन 40-45% in 3 days.
Yes. If I'm not wrong, it was a Shapoorji Pallonji Group company.
Yes, Shapoorji Pallonji Group.
In fact, I think to avoid that default, what they were planning to do is sell off their stake in Tata Sons after the feud. Yeah. But then again, people said that you cannot, and the articles does not, allow you to transfer, and that whole thing, and that further, worsened the liquidity issue from Shapoorji Pallonji Group's perspective, and ultimately, I think they had to sell off this 40%. I think they sold it at a very stressed rate. So, anyways, coming back to Reliance renewable energy, basically this REC also they acquired. Again, this is a big Norwegian company which is again into the photovoltaic, this technology. This 7-Eleven is also quite, it looks very kind of promising. So basically what they have done is taken a franchise of 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is basically a chain of small retail stores in the US, where basically they have, so the concept is, it's like a small kirana shop you would find in almost, many nooks and corners of cities like New York or Washington. So basically it will have like maybe a very small 50 or 60 square feet ka ek shop rahega, jisme it will not have more than 200 SKUs. It won't store everything. It won't be like a DMart or something which will be like a very large thing. Chota ek kirana shop jaisa rahega, it may be a branded, and then it will have some, limited stock, whatever daily necessity ka hai, but the rolling will be quite fast. This concept was very successful in countries like Japan and I think Singapore also, but India they haven't, they haven't entered. So this Reliance Retail has basically taken a master franchise of that brand, and they will come up with convenience store, and maybe coupled with their digital platform of Geo Fiber, I think they will probably try to come up with a new model. So we will see how that works, but looks very, at least they sound very promising. They have also taken, so again, I won't get into all the acquisitions. Of course, Reliance is also, as you know, they do many acquisitions during the span of a quarter. Just Dial, of course, also they have taken over. They have, in fact, through the SEBI takeover regulations, they have acquired the search engine. Just Dial, of course, is another listed company. And then there are other acquisitions also, like Manish Malhotra. I think it was 3-4 days back only the news had come. They have taken a minority stake in that. And then other stuff also. I won't get into all the acquisitions, and honestly, I don't know all the details of other acquisitions. So,
But surprisingly, they have not mentioned anything about Alok, about Future Group acquisitions, you know. Hello?
Dinesh, can you please repeat? I didn't catch that.
Surprisingly, they have not mentioned anything about Alok Group acquisition, Future Group acquisition. They have not said anything. Where huge amount is at stake, you know.
आलोक तो लास्ट ईयर शायद कंक्लूड हो भी गया है ना सर.
No, but future group basically, future group, they have not mentioned anything.
Future का तो पता नहीं. I think future is looking very this thing, no? Because I think Amazon is still not relenting. So I don't think we have been able to close that deal yet.
So Future Group is having his EGMs in the month of November, first week, for all these things, you know. Future Group is having his EGMs in November for selling off everything to Reliance, you know, all those what you can say, the resolutions are going to be put up in the EGM.
Correct.
But जब तक Amazon छोड़ेगा नहीं ना.
वो speculative होता ना सर.
Hello.
If it's happening in November, ये media release में कुछ बात नहीं करेंगे. Okay. Yes, Manoj ji.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'll speak for a few minutes because I got a halt. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, I will speak for a few minutes, particularly on Reliance. There are several issues. One is there are a lot of acquisitions, as Santoshi mentioned. Just Dial and Solar also global companies. So what will happen here in financial reporting? There would be goodwill issues and amortization of goodwill issues, or also impairments. Because whenever you acquire a new company, based on evaluations you give and the type of investment one gets in terms of assets, there are goodwill issues and a goodwill policy. And also sometimes one acquires a company because of its market share and to be first in the market in terms of technology on a wider scale up. So in that case also there may be also impairments in terms of cleaning. Santosh, I would like you to speak a few minutes on that. Another point, Reliance has a lot of media and entertainment business, right? And last week, there are lots of development on media and entertainment. Network 18, TV 18 results have come, and there is a big jump in profits. And what is there behind it? And also Invesco asked for a EGM, and there were announcements by Z on the stock exchange website, and also response by Reliance on the BSE, NSE websites. Now Z management has said there was a difference in valuations of 10,000 crores. Reliance Industries, they call it a strategic investor. They said they wanted to merge all the media companies of the Reliance Group into Z. And then there was a difference in valuation gap of 10,000 crores. Now, this is a huge figure. How these figures are coming about, these are not explained. And when Sony deal, which is quite transparent, ratios are also out, and the market cap and the kind of 1.75 billion infusion by Sony. So lots of developments related to the various verticals of Reliance Group, which is becoming a wide, big conglomerate. Hello? Hello?
No, I think Santosh is not there right now.
Hello? Could you hear me fully?
Yeah, we can hear you, Manoj.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then would like to have a detailed discussion on SREI. Then we get on to TCS, which is the biggest company in the software and growing its market cap regularly with the growth and the issues behind it. I'm glad to see we have a lot of experts, top experts with global experience today in the Zoom meeting at the director level with lots of global companies at research level, director and higher level also, who have worked on top global companies, including the top Indian companies in all sectors. So keep interacting, feel free, put your videos on and ask any questions. And can also contribute as experts in the future sessions ahead.
Since Santosh is not on the platform right now, that is why let him rejoin, no problem. Till then, Sanjay bhai, you wanted to have something in between the two presentations? Sanjay bhai.
Manishji, and Manishji also, it's a good thing that Praveen from Lucknow has contacted us and he has told us about Lucknow Management Association. So it's a good thing. And Lucknow is a good place. I have been there for our work also.
Yes, I am very much there. I just put on my video.
Welcome by now. Praveenji.
Here I am.
Yes. So we would like to know the details of
a little louder. I can't hear you. Hello.
प्रवीण जी, आप बोलिए अभी. Can you share?
हाँ, बताएं.
आप अपने बारे में कुछ बताइए. What like संजीव भाई says, आपके बारे में आप कुछ बताइए. आप क्या कर रहे हैं अभी?
देखिए, मैं पहले बैंकर था 44 years की एज तक. Then I floated 2 consulting companies at Bombay. And for 45 years we were at Bombay.
Okay.
My consulting companies were addressing my clients were Shriram Transport Finance, Aditya Birla Group for acquisitions, 3 acquisitions for Mukesh Ambani, rather undivided Ambani Group, right in the beginning for their, and I'm basically a turnaround professional. 1993 with Onkar Goswami, I had written a thesis when I was in IDBI, which was accepted by the government, and that gave birth to the SREI and today's IBC. That was the precursor. I can share that here. I wanted to be IBC professional, and that's why, and I got lots of connections with CAs and all at Bombay. Basically, turnaround of Nirlon. I can give myself credit to turnaround of Nirlon, which is very much known in Bombay. Then AmritKaal, which was Amrit Banaspati once upon a time. Like that, 3-4 turnarounds to my credit. Right up to now with the IBC, we are using that platform also, direct with the banks and also that. So I am basically a turnaround person. My love area is, my first love is my wife, second love is turnaround. And I'm 70 now, but it's still very active in LMA and SOCM, organizing professional talks of real good levels. And today I find that lots of case things and everything has been discussed, which should be in a Zoom rather than one-way delivery. I can see lots of interaction was there. Lots of cases were Reliance, Z, takeover, valuations, everything was being discussed. Means it was a brilliant one today. I mean it. And I want to bring this knowledge. UP is still, yesterday I was talking to my president in SOCM. I told that UP people don't know what is a factoring, don't know what is a valuation, what is enterprise valuation, means nothing. So we are working from Avok India on financial literacy also. That session, we can have 2 sessions, one for the initial people to understand, and the second session for the people who may be slightly already has reached a certain level. But I can assure you these levels which are at Bombay are definitely not available at Lucknow. Sometimes I feel frustrated why I came here, because my intellectual interaction has got limited. Anyway, that's what I would like to. From SOCM, I can take the calls, and I have just involved one. Mr. Pradhan must have logged in for a few minutes. He is the Secretary General of LMA. LMA is #1 in India as far as in the management associations are concerned, affiliated to AIMA. The number of events and the good events is they are number 1 in India.
Right.
So this is
great to have you.
Yeah.
Great to have you on the call. Yes, please go ahead.
Praveen ji,
one
good thing about Lucknow, when I got down, तो मुस्कुराइए आप लखनऊ में हैं.
हाँ बिल्कुल आइए ना, मुस्कुराइए भी, खिलाएंगे भी आपको अच्छा.
When you said you are frustrated, you should not be. Yeah.
No, I keep smiling despite my frustration. आप लोग जैसे लोग भी हैं यहाँ पे.
Now we will
आप
meet
आइए
definitely.
और
So
आपको जो
Manoj will decide everything,
हाँ.
and we'll definitely have. Yeah.
You see, just tell me मैं किसके साथ में coordinate करूं? One single person, Manish Sanghvi ji.
We'll speak, no problem.
We'll speak.
No. You see, group में that's my principle in the group. I should be interacting with one person. You interact with Santosh ji, Alim Chindani ji, and everybody, and then we can work out.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk offline, sir, and we'll decide.
Most will get in touch with you. Most likely it will be Manoj ji or so one of.
And sorry, I am in my informals today because it's a Saturday holiday. So
no, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. There is no issue. So Santosh bhai is back. So let us see the Reliance things right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Manish bhai, I'll just share the screen. Wait a minute. So actually, before
Santosh bhai basically मनोज भाई क्या बोल रहे थे कि इतना सारा जो एक्विजिशन किया है तो फ्यूचर में देयर विल बी अ प्रॉब्लम विद गुडविल creation, and then goodwill has to be every year, it has to be monitored, and then has to be a provision has to be made because all these companies must have bought at a very high cost. So that was Manoj bhai's concern was there.
Yeah, so Manoj ji, see, now that's a good question.
Can you hear me? Yeah, one issue, I wonder if you heard me on Reliance acquisitions. There are a lot of acquisitions, whether Just Dial or even global acquisitions in the solar space. There would be issues on two aspects. One is this goodwill and amortization, because whenever you acquire company, there is difference between the valuation paid and assets acquired. And also, second issue is on accounting policies and cleanup and impairments. So these are major things. It can give a bloated balance sheet, and it can even bloat or impact the P&L in the future quarters.
Yeah.
Second thing, in Reliance, second thing on Reliance only, media and entertainment business has been growing in size. And also in last week, there were notifications on the stock exchanges, National BSE, because of this Invesco issue in Z and the merger. And when the management of Z came out and mentioned a strategic investor, they mentioned about a 10,000 crore valuation gap, where a strategic investor, which meaning Reliance, wanted to merge all this media and entertainment company with Z. And Sony offered a valuation which is perceived to be far better in the eyes of the investors, where they are even putting $1.575 billion and a very transparent ratio subject to due diligence. While there is a distortion in valuations of the companies, media and entertainment companies, and with the Z, and subsequently Network 18 and TV 18 has showed very good profits, which came a couple of days back. But there are apparently some anomalies in financial reporting and valuations. So this is, and Reliance is becoming a conglomerate into, with too many verticals, important verticals, also significantly growing in size. So the thought process of various people and your on this issues, which are very important going forward.
Yeah. So, yes, Manojji. So I think I could gather three questions overall from what you just said and earlier also. First is with regards to goodwill. I'll answer one by one. Second is basically with regards to Invesco Z. And third is again with regards to Reliance, with regards to depreciation of that technology asset. So firstly, and Manoj, I'll have to leave in next 15 minutes at least. So
we can take that up also. Whatever we can.
So I'll respond to the first question. I'll take up the goodwill issue first. Reliance. So basically, the question, just to kind of reframe the question, is basically the companies on a acquisition spree, and most of the companies that they are acquiring are all technology heavy, and there will be a substantial goodwill which is sitting in the balance sheet of Reliance post acquisition. And therefore, as we all know, friends, that in IndAS, goodwill is tested for impairment. There is no amortization of goodwill permitted from financial reporting perspective, and not even from perspective of tax these days, post the amendment to Income Tax Act, which came in the last budget. So basically, the question which Manoj is asking is, at some stage, because they have such a big goodwill sitting in their books, they will have to do an impairment later if the businesses that they have acquired goes down. Absolutely correct. That's one risk, Manojji. Now, perhaps what they may be thinking, and all these large technology conglomerates, including the IT companies which we cover, what they do is basically when they look at the goodwill from an overall cash generating units perspective. Now, what IndAS 36 says is that when I'm acquiring a new business and there is a goodwill, supposing that business has a synergy with my existing business or my old business, in that case, I test the goodwill for impairment on a combined basis. So for example, let's say if I'm doing an acquisition of, say for example, this Norwegian company of this Renew, right? And let's say Just Dial, which is kind of a technology platform kind of a company. अभी 36 क्या बोलता है कि अगर मेरे बिजनेस एग्जिस्टिंग बिजनेस में मेरे लार्जर बिजनेस में if it is a smaller piece or if it is having some synergies with my existing business, then I test the goodwill for impairment on an overall basis, which means that if on a combined basis my technology or my geo is basically profitable and the growth trajectory is there, then there is no impairment in the standalone goodwill of that small acquisition of Just Dial or Renew Energy that I've acquired. So overall, if my renewable power segment is profitable and is making money for me, and there is a growth trajectory also, I don't need to impair the goodwill of the Renew acquisition, which I had acquired last year or year before the last, because it's a part of my overall business strategy, and there is a synergy with the technology or the renewable power segment as such. So perhaps the management is looking at it as a kind of an integration, that when I'm acquiring a startup for a existing company, or even let's say अगर मैं future का ले लेता हूँ, future का retail business ले लेता हूँ, so somewhere because of the scale of Reliance Retail and this 7-Eleven and all that, whatever they are acquiring, they will have on an overall basis, they will still be profitable and there will be a significant growth. Perhaps that's what they are looking at. So maybe the impairment issue आगे आ भी सकता है if it turns loss making. In fact, since you raised this point, Manoj ji, थोड़ा background से थोड़ा disturbance आ रहा है. You mind muting yourself for a minute? Thank you. In fact, this question, Manoj ji, also reminds me of few years back, and I'll tell you an interesting, and it's all in public domain now. Now, Reliance and British Petroleum entered into a joint venture for certain upstream oil and gas fields in India, Krishna, Godavari, and all that. And usme what happened? They were joint ventures. Now, in certain oil fields, when this BP, British Petroleum, in its 20F, in its BP is a company, the holding company is listed in the US stock market as well as UK, London stock market. So in the 20F filing, which is like, very detailed annual report, I think it was year 2000, it was 2012. So 2012 or 2013 ke aspas, they said that the oil fields which they have, the oil interests that they have in India, usme there is a significant impairment. They said that what oil reserves they had anticipated vis-a-vis what they are now projecting And of course, back then it became a big, front page news in Economic Times, etc. They therefore impaired, significantly 60% impair kar liya wo oil field. But the joint venture partner, that was Reliance Industry, never booked goodwill impairment. And as a matter of fact, when IndAS transition happened in 2017, you may recollect that they had booked some 42,000 crores uplift in the land, 30,000 acres of land that they have in Jamnagar. और उसके सामने upstream का उन्होंने impairment book किया and they squared it off. So in fact, for the same oil interest, the two joint venture partner, it's like a tale of two वो वैसा series आता है ना, tale of two standards or tale of two companies. So you have this tale of two joint venture partners where one joint venture partner, BP, said that this is an impaired asset or significantly impaired oil interest. The other JV partner waited on, did not book an impairment for the next 4 or 5 years. And when the IndAS transition happened, at that point in time, they found it appropriate to impair the oil interest. But also that year, they also booked a significant uplift in the real estate assets to kind of square it off and make it net worth neutral. So while BP took a big hit in the PNL in 2013 or 2012, Reliance Industries basically never booked a PNL hit in its on account of impairment. उन्होंने वो retained earning या reserves के through किया. So that's one thing which comes to my mind since you asked about goodwill and impairment. The second one is basically with regards to your question on depreciation. Depreciation on technology is very subjective, and it can be an estimate which is like fraught with uncertainty. So basically, they do UOP or user-based unit of output based depreciation or amortization of their technological assets. So they do a kind of a projected revenue और उसके basis पे वो लोग amortization करते हैं. So whether it's correct or wrong, of course, it's something which is allowed in the standard. It's not entirely a very ideal method of depreciation, but standard allows it. So you can't call it wrong as such. The third question was with regards to Invesco. I think what you mentioned, Manoj, is absolutely right. Second, I think it was last week that the Bombay High Court asked the company to hold a extraordinary general meeting because I think there is a stalemate now. Puneet Goenka I think he's at loggerheads with Invesco. Invesco का stake कुछ I think 26% कुछ है. Bombay High Court has directed the company to hold a extraordinary general meeting with an independent chairman. So they have to also select an independent person who's neither Invesco's nor Z's person to convene the meeting, and they will that EGM में वो decide होएगा कि क्या next step है. Whether the other acquisition, what you are mentioning, is Reliance or otherwise, is not known. And I mean, there is of course rumors in the market, but that will be speculative. So we will have to see because this will be again a very purely from a company's act perspective, this will be a benchmark case because in recent times, when there is a disagreement between shareholders because Z का stake ज़्यादा नहीं है, it's hardly कुछ 1-2% है और Invesco का 26% है. So it will be a kind of a precedent setting case, and we will see how it goes, but it will have some milestone रहेगा ये. Whichever ways it goes, I think this will be like a milestone case purely from a corporate law perspective. So we will have to wait and watch whether it merges with Sony or Reliance or any other company. वो देखना पड़ेगा अभी. TV18 का profits का media तो frankly I did not follow that, but maybe in one of the subsequent meetings we can discuss that. So Manish bhai, I think I have a drop down in next hard close in next 5 minutes. So nothing further as such from my side. Happy to answer any questions or
Yeah, definitely.
share any thoughts.
Anybody, any question?
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, sorry, I have joined the meeting late. I have just entered because I got an invitation just 5 minutes back.
No problem.
I don't know if we have covered the Nyka IPO because I wanted to
We
do
will cover.
HNIs.
We will cover in next presentation.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I think there is no more question. Manoj bhai, boliye.
Finance. I put in a chat also. Shri Finance. Views from financial reporting and regulatory angle. Latest developments.
Sir, Shri Finance मैंने actually कुछ देखा नहीं है.
को थोड़ा time लगेगा. We will need good time for that.
Briefly we can do. We can do briefly in a couple of minutes. And
So
detail next time.
Basically, frankly speaking, and I'm just talking very independently. I don't. So obviously we know that Hari Bhakti was banned by RBI for a couple of years, and apparently the order said that there is non-compliance with 45(1)(c) of one of the directive of RBI under 45(1)(c). But at the same time, we don't know the details of the scenario, nor the RBI order is very specific with regards to which circular or notification of RBI was not complied with by the company and by the auditor. But if you look at Shree Equipment Finance's last financial statements, annual financial statements, I think second quarter का अभी तक आया नहीं है उनका. But if you look at March 21 audit report and financial statements, you see 3-4 major qualifications, although they have not spoken anything about this thing, going concern, etc. So I think Manoj, still again the matter is under investigation, but I think the auditor is also representing further to MCA and RBI. So वो space भी watch out करना पड़ेगा. There were significant non-compliances with regards to ALM requirements of RBI, asset liability management, as well as from a capital adequacy perspective. In fact, I have a couple of equipment manufacturing clients who used to do who used to sell equipment finance to companies, but financed by Shree Capital. They also have significant outstanding from Shree since since at least last 2 years. So we are again grappling with the situation of whether to provide, whether paisa aayega nahi aayega. So we'll have to wait actually. Uske liye thoda, I think maybe one of the other Saturdays we can have a small mini session on financial reporting, आधे घंटे का, and then we can take it up more in detail. But it's a very milestone kind of a thing, very interesting kind of thing.
We just mentioned there are multiple regulators involved. SEBI for IPO of the subsidiary Equipment Finance, which was supposed to come, and SEBI for listed NCDs, and then RBI for NBFCs. In fact, and of course NFRE and MCA for corporate affairs, and also the professional body for auditors. So there should be some mechanism. All of them can interact together and see appropriate and timely action is required, and in the interest of all the stakeholders.
So Manojji, as a reaction to SREI Finance, the SEBI has mandated all the debt listed companies via its SEBI circular dated 5th September, and followed by a clarificatory circular on 10th of October, to publish their financial results on a quarterly basis. So debt listed companies were required to only file their financial results on a half yearly basis and on an annual basis. So September and March. But Abhi, with effect from this second quarter, they have mandated as a, supposedly as a reaction to this equipment issue, they have now asked the debt listed companies to follow quarterly financial reporting almost at par with the equity listed companies, and also follow the corporate governance requirements at par with the equity listed companies for high value debt listed companies, that is outstanding value of 500 crores plus, by 31st March 2023. So all the risk management, whistleblower mechanism, audit committee, independent directors, all those requirements, vigil mechanism, internal controls, etc. वो सब debt listed, high value debt listed companies को भी लगेगा now. So they have time till 2023, but I think the regulators are also learning the game that debt listed companies को भी regulation sufficient नहीं थे. The market, the news about the collapse came quite late in a day for investors and other stakeholders to actually react. So I think that's another learning that they have, picked up from this issue. So with that, Manish Bhai and Manoj ji, I thank you for the opportunity. As usual, a pleasure to speak on this forum, and look forward to, and thank you all the participants. Some questions were very interesting, and yeah, thank you, Manoj.
Thank you, Santosh bhai. Thank you. So now, Sanjay bhai, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. Now, if time permits, then we can. But can I be made a co-host? And I have logged in from my mobile. Because,
okay.
To share screen, if I can get. If that is possible, otherwise.
सर वो थोड़ा टेक्नोलॉजी इश्यू है अपने पास. Or well, shall we move to IPOs section?
Yeah, because possible नहीं है मेरे को.
I know. Next time, sir. Next time करेंगे. कोई इश्यू नहीं.
No problem.
So shall we move to public issue, IPOs? There are 8 IPOs in the pipeline. They have filed a red herring prospectus with the SEBI, and out of 2 are coming. One is Nyka, and another is Fino Bank Payments. Nyka is this brand. They are coming on public issue. They have finalized the price range also. They are coming basically, I believe, 20th October to 1st November. And Fino Bank Payments, they are coming on 29th October to 2nd November, but they have not finalized the price yet. I will share both the presentation today one by one. First, let us take a Nyka one. So give me a minute.
Manish, make a multiple co-host if you can.
Multiple co-host किसको बनाऊं सर? एक मिनट, मैं पहले शेयर कर लेता हूं मेरा. Give me a minute. Presentation is uploading. We can see the Nyka screen, right? Yes, Manoj भाई, आप बोल रहे थे कुछ मुझे. Co-host. Right. Co-host.
No, actually, Aditya had already made me a co-host, but अभी नहीं दिख रहा है.
नहीं, शायद वो निकल गया होगा. मैंने आपको वापस बनाया co-host just for. मनोज भाई is also co-host. I know co-host से एक अपने को security रहती है.
Right. So, if you allow me, or I can play that song which was on YouTube also. It was.
You play your song, no problem, sir.
Okay. But it will stop others. Okay.
It's okay. I will again share my screen, no problem.
Let's focus on Nyka. Company has been growing at a very fast clip. Technology portal, lot of brands, giving consumers a choice, and promoters with rich experience in investment banking too. And creating a lot of wealth for the promoters and for the
that is very important.
investors.
As on date, investor का तो पता नहीं है, but the promoters are will become very wealthy.
Promoters family has got rich investment banking experience.
Even investors have got crazy rich. I got an article, I can share it. Even crazy wealth for investors.
Sir, वो थोड़ा doubt है मुझे. My experience says no. Anyway, let us discuss first, and then we will have a chat on what are our views on the IPOs, right? So I'm starting with Nyka. The company name is FSN Commerce Ventures Limited. It's this is our team members' details. This is our standard disclaimer given to all that this is all our whatever we actually publish present is only for a self-study and our study group only. So please take advice of your financial consultant before doing any investment. Let us go on Nyka. Nyka is a Mumbai-based company, and the promoters are Falguni Nair, Sanjay Nair, or their family trust. This both couple are the very high professionals. They have a lot of rich experience of banking and other industries. And they started this company in 2012. It's a, as you said, yes, Manoj bhai, this is a consumer technology platform delivering content-led lifestyle retail experience to consumers. Company has a diverse portfolio of beauty, personal care, and fashion care products, including their own brands, products manufactured by them. There are two major verticals. One is Nyka Beauty and Personal Care. Another is Nyka Fashion, which is apparels and accessories. The company provides an omni-channel experience, which we will discuss in subsequent slides. But they have some 73 physical stores spread across 38 cities. They have their mobile apps, websites, mobile sites, etc. So they have both offline and online channels for a consumer to buy the products. They have something under beauty and personal care offering. The company has 197,000 SKUs from 2,476 brands. So they are associated with so many brands. Personal care and health wellness categories is of March 31st. For beauty and personal care offerings, Nyka business is mainly inventory led. They put a lot of inventory in their warehouses. The company manufactures its own brand beauty and personal care products to third-party manufacturers and are sold under their brand names such as Nyka Cosmetics, Nyka Naturals, and K Beauties. Apparel and accessories vertical consists of 1350 brands and over 1.8 million SKUs with fashion products across 4 consumer divisions like women, man, kids, and home. Nyka Fashions also owned 6 brands of their own. It has a competitive strength, one of the India's leading specialty beauty and personal care companies. Major brands offering their products on Nyka platform for sale. Capital efficient business with a strong growth and profitability. Company's advanced technology platform. Founder-led company with an experienced management team. So they have good. Their strength only is because of this. Wrongly muted myself. They are associated with so many brands. That is their strength actually, and they have a very good platform also. They are coming with IPOs almost 5,200, 300 crores, out of which 88% is offer for sale. So only 630 crores is going to the company. And how they will invest, how they will use this 630 crores, where 42 crores will be for their subsidiaries. 42 crores they are doing for capital expenditure on certain subsidiaries. 156 crores, that is the prepayment of their borrowing, and for expenditure of 234 crores to acquire and retain customers by enhancing the visibility and awareness of brands, and the balance is for general corporate purposes. So I will just always see how much is offer for sale. 88% is offer for sale out of 5,200. Pre-issue holding is 54%. I think that post-issue holding will come down to almost 25%. So promoter is basically encashing. The face value of the shares is only ₹1. IPO price range is 1,085 to 1,125 per equity share. Total issue size is 5,352 crores. Fresh issue is 630 crores and offer for sale is 4,722 crores. So minimum one can only go for 12 shares to apply. Minimum quantity where 13,500 you have to invest. A primary business of the company. The company is digitally native consumer technology platform, delivering a content-led lifestyle retail experience to customers. Since the incorporation in 2012, they have invested both capital and creative energy towards designing a differentiated journey of brand discovery for our customers. Company says they have a diverse portfolio of beauty, personal care, and fashion products, including their own brands and products manufactured, but they actually don't manufacture anything. They are manufactured to third party. As a result, they have established themselves into a lifestyle retail platform and as a very popular consumer brand. What this industry does actually, like how this industry is operates. The company says we have a large market opportunity aggregating to 10 trillion, that is $152 billion, in the growing beauty, personal care, and fashion industry by the calendar year 2025. So this is an estimation. The Indian beauty and personal care market is estimated to grow approximately 2 trillion, that is $28 billion, by calendar 2025 from 1.1 trillion in calendar year of 2020. So roughly it is twice within 5 years from year 2020 to 2025. The Indian fashion market is estimated to grow to approximately 8.7 trillion by the calendar year 2025 on 3.8 trillion as on calendar year 2020. So here also the growth is almost 2.5 times. So company is banking on growth story, India growth story. Simple. These are the promoters, Falguni Nair, Sanjay Nair. They basically family trust owned approximately 25 and 22, so 53% equities. Their family members, another small equities. So they have a total 54% pre-IPO promoter holding. They have these are the shareholders who have invested in the company. I would say the outside people, you can see Sunil Kumar Munjal, Hero Group. You can see Narottam Sakseria of, that cement company, Ambuja Cement. They have TPG Growth, Fund House. They have Lighthouse India Fund and Fidelity Security and so on. I believe Rishabh Maviwala is from Marico. So they have 87% holding that way of the people who are holding more than 1% equity in the company. Out of say 54% is held by promoters. So balance is held by investors. Roughly, you can say 37%, 34%. These are the key performance indicators where if you see equity capital is 15 crores in FY 2021 and shareholders fund is 489 crores. Total income is 2,452 crores for FY 21. Their profit is 61 crores. So roughly, I would say its margin, net profit margin is less than 3%. The basic computed equity EPS is 41 rupees. Company has made profit in FY 2021. On last FY 19, FY 20, they were making losses. So they have a borrowing of 187 crores, which they are going to pay back, and it will become a debt-free company. If you see quarter-wise performance also, we have seen it. June, they have clocked the turnover of 1,631 crores. Vis-a-vis last quarter of 1,301 crores. So they have increased the revenue. That's probably because of now pandemic is getting over in India, and people have started buying stuff for their daily use, for their needs. And their profit is also, but the profit, if you see 1,631 crores, the total revenue is 821 crores, but the profit is hardly 3 crores. So margin is very less. This is I would say, fake, wafer thin margin are there in this industry. This is the profit and loss account for last 3 years in detail, where we can see profit is made only in FY 2021. This is the earning per share. See, earlier we have seen the earning per share was 10 rupees. Now it is earning per share is 1.33 because they have changed the face value from 10 to 1 after the results of 31st March 2021. And so their basic EPS is 1 rupee 33 paisa in FY 21 on the face value of 1. See, this is their return on net worth. Return on net worth, adjusted for post changes in 8.34%. Their net asset value is just 16 rupees on the face value of 1. So they're asking 16 rupees face value, 16 rupees the net NAV, net value of the share per share, and they're asking 1,100. So how many times one can calculate? Almost 80 times. They have done a bonus and stock split just before the public issues. That is why their net asset value has come down. This is the reason. Average cost per share to promoters is hardly 12 rupees 16 paisa. So you can see that how much money they are making. They are making almost 90 times money in 8 years business. these are the selling shareholders. They are almost everybody is selling. So it's roughly 40%, 50% shares are being sold in the market by both promoters and investors. Company says there are no listed company in India that engage in a business of similar. The company says there are no listed companies in India
No,
that
I
engage
would
in a
like to
business.
share here,
Yeah,
Kaya
yeah.
Limited.
Kaya
Kaya,
Limited
which
is a,
got demerged from Marico.
yeah, right, right.
Yeah, is one of the pioneers in this sector, and they also started an e-commerce initiative.
Okay.
At over 30%, they intend to scale it up. And the Marico management, Mariwala's is excellent management. They have succeeded in creating wealth for investors. And Nyka, promoted by a Nayyar family, Falguni Nayyar. She is now on the board of some top companies also. How she started Nyka. She used to travel a lot for investment banking deals. Also accompanying the family members who have rich experience in some of the top private equity companies, and spending time in airports and duty-free shops. So many brands available at very attractive prices and duty-free shops, and bringing so many products of interest, particularly in the high-end segment, luxury segment, and bringing them to the reach of any consumer, and also getting attractive price propositions. And nobody knew it will scale up to such success with good management, with good products, and a huge India growth story.
Correct.
On India growth story, an employee who has risen up the ranks, a professional, can become even richer than some of the companies they have worked with. Very, very interesting.
Very interesting. Sorry, I could not find out any company. I was not knowing about Kaya. I tried to find out, but
Nyka, of course, has scaled much bigger because private equity often get much more bigger valuations because they are able to pump in capital very freely in a good market for private equity.
correct.
For listed companies, they often go on the PE ratios. And in pandemic, sometimes the profits are affected for a few operational quarters.
Correct.
But there are no direct comparables. But companies should always give some comparisons and subject to some footnotes. So this is FMCG space, consumer space.
Krishnan sir, आपका कुछ query है?
You are raising a hand. Put on a video and share your thoughts. Krishnan, put on your video on and share your thoughts.
Yeah, my video is on, sir. Thanks for inviting me here. Good to connect. All pleasure. Awesome insight. And what surprises me is husband wife दोनों investment banker है और 3% margin पे काम करते हैं.
सर ये business में margin इतना ही है.
नहीं उनका product segment is HNI, so I think margin is low.
No, because expenses are lot, na. I believe there are a lot of administration expenses. So
कैसा है दोनों फाल्गुनी और उसका हस्बैंड नायर दोनों those are giant investment bankers. वो लोग बैंक FD भी जितना नहीं कमाते तो बैंक सेविंग बैंक जितना नहीं कमाते. Difficult for me to digest.
But good thing to see is Nyka management has taken more risk and they have employed over 2,000 people who are contributing to fixed cost. And it will help the company to scale up and offer a much better, wider range of products and servicing much more consumers. It's a game of a risk. Kaya is taking limited risk because of experience and they will scale up gradually. Amazon, of course, has deeper pockets. So Amazon could be among the biggest threats to Kaya.
But
Amazon and Flipkart,
Amazon is selling
because they
everything.
into too many verticals.
Correct. Some background noise is coming. Please. I can find out who is there.
अकेले ही हो, कोई और नहीं है।
मनोज भाई, आपका बैकग्राउंड वॉइस नहीं है ना ये? See, there, let us go back to the presentation. They have, yes, as you said, there were very big employee list, 2,200 employees right now on the payroll, out of which 47% are the women employees. I have seen a first company where so many women are employed. That's because the CEO promoter is lady. That could be a reason. And as you say, they are banking specifically on the India growth story, where they feel that their business will be double from here in next 2 to 5 years. So they have, in all many years, they have generated so many brands: Nyka Cosmetics, Nyka Naturals, A Beauty, Dot and Key, 20 Dresses, Nyka by Nyka, Pipa Bella, RSVP, Gajra Gang. So all these, actually, these are, we can say, these are all intellectual property they are holding. So many brands are being developed in last 7-8 years. See, this is what India growth story says. In 2015 to 2020, we have, GDP's growth rate was 7.3%. And from 2020 to 2025, we will have a GDP of 9.2% growth. So this is in trillion basically. So we will end up in a very good, becoming very good economy. This is all CRISIL reports. See, this is the estimated growth area: access to internet, online service users, online shoppers, smartphone users. So we can say this first is India online consumer funnel, where this in 2000, like access to internet right now only 48-50% have internet access, which will go to at least 70% in next 5 years. Same way, all other parameters like online service users, online shoppers, and smartphone users will increase substantially from 2020 to 2025. Whereas if you see China vis-a-vis, China is already achieved the targets which we are going to achieve in 2025. This is the difference between India and China. But that shows we have a lot of room for a growth, lot of room for improvement, and companies banking on such scenario. See, this is the retail industry, world retail industry in India, which is right now at 2020, it is 55 trillion, which will go to 91 trillion in 2025, both discretionary and non-discretionary. So here again, why company is coming out with public issue, why company is banking on India growth story. This slide shows us the best way. This is BPC market, beauty and personal care market, where they say that right now we are at 1,120 billion rupees, which will go to 1,981 billion rupees in 2025. The company is a major player in India beauty and personal care market. This is again, one comparison that online beauty market was only a 14 billion in 2016, which will go to 91 billion in 2020. So we have already considerably achieved a very big growth in online beauty and personal care, which will be further go up. Vis-a-vis, if you see in India, online beauty and personal penetration is just 8%, which will compare to China, it is 35 to 40%, and in United States, it's a 20-25% of the total population. So here we have a lot of scope for growth story. This is what omni-channel company has developed. What is omni-channel? Company is not only an online platform, company has offline platform also, because so they have put up stores in 38 cities, more than 70 stores, where they say that omni-channel will be beneficial for online BPC platform, supplementing their online platforms with a physical retail store presence helps complete consumer experience. So omni-channel is basically for complete consumer experience. The touch and feel, taste and try elements become crucial in certain specialized beauty and personal care categories. Offline stores plays an important role in providing desired experience and help establish a stronger trust among the consumers. An omni-channel approach helps in providing consumers with a complete shopping journey and retail experiences, with consumers able to enjoy the benefits of inventory, well informed by the hyper-local patterns. Together with online content on the platform, engagement in offline stores elevates the consumer experience. This drives more consumers to try out new brands and categories. This is what very important, development company has made. So they both have offline and online channel to work on. See what Nyka is target. Nyka target is, currently, they say that 16 billion beauty and personal care, which will go to 28 billion. So almost double in 5 years. Same with fashion, which is right now at 54 US billion, will go to 124 billion in 2025, almost 2.5 times. The company is banking on these figures, where their target is to go up. Here, their margin will go up, their net profit will go up. Basically, their administration expenses will come down if they achieve higher and higher turnover. This is how they have managed a lifestyle platform where consumers are 13 million, which is 1.3 crores, and there are total brands of 4,078 as of August 31st. They have a full circle, and they have celebrities and influencers are almost 3,000 and above, which influencers, they work as influencers to the customers. Again, they are banking on gross merchandise value, which will go from 16,500 million to 40,000 million in FY21. We have achieved a CAGR of 56%. Revenue of operations has also gone up. EBITDA margin has also gone up substantially now, but still EBITDA margin is only 6.61%. These are the self-reinforcing flywheels, which drives the strong network effect. If you give a richer content, you will get a higher organic traffic. And if you get a higher organic traffic, you will get more engagement and better experiences, which helps company to retain its present customers. Same way, more and more transaction will happen in company if there are repeat customers will repeat their orders. So with this, this presentation with Nyka is over. Any kind of questions are welcome. Let us discuss.
Manishji.
Yes, sir.
Last week, the market selling pressure was more, I think.
Yes.
So how far this issue will be affected, or will have a good response? What is your study?
My study, I personally, I would not apply.
Achha.
My valuation is not more than 300, 350. Or this is, I would say, most expensive IPO. Maybe it's a technological company. They have a strong brand network. So they are asking for such a high premium. ₹1 के ऊपर 1125 रुपए मांग रहे सर.
That is heavy, right?
I can't grasp it.
The way market is looking at e-commerce companies, particularly in the last 2 months, you look at IRCTC, look at MSTC,
Right.
Look at it, and what is the sense in that? So people are looking at this. It started with the Zomato, then IRTC in 1 month, in less than 2 months, it shot up by a huge percentage, almost doubled. So why not? When you have a smartest investment banker among the best women investment bankers in the world, and also a promoter family who know inside out of investment banking and pricing and valuation, when they are increasing their wealth substantially, perfect timing for the market, isn't it? Perfect timing.
Yes,
So
yes.
Manoj, what I understand is you would recommend this.
लोहा गरम है तो हथौड़ा मार दो. वैसे
ऐसा ही है.
Milan, put on your video on.
No, my video is on, sir. My only thing is
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, but then you have to take a call. These are very high risk companies. You can't put all your eggs in one basket and watch it, as Warren Buffett said. Often, sometimes you watch it very, very closely. So you have to have limited exposure and play with the momentum game, and keep a strict a level at which you will exit if the story breaks. Possibly the story will continue. Dow is reaching the new heights, and Nasdaq is going up. There is more demand for internet companies, but they had to be backed up by proper good governance, which should be based not on greed, but on a stakeholder rewarding on a sustainable and consistent basis. That has to be watched. The RHP doesn't talk about that track record because it is a first venture. So their policy on stakeholders, how they are rewarding on a consistent and sustainable basis is to be watched.
I have one remark basically. Go public. I tell you, if you apply to this kind of IPOs, then you are funding the promoters. We are not funding the company basically. I would say, at least if they want to scale up the business, if they want to scale up the company, at least 50% money should have come to the company, to the IPO. I personally feel that they feel that this kind of valuation they will never get, so they are scaling it. Specifically, I'm talking about promoters, not the investors. Promoter is almost selling 50% of their shareholding, which is really not good at all. I give you one more example of last week बिरला AMC का IPO आया था 712 रुपए में. आज उसका भाव 660 रुपया है. So rather I would say that this Bala Subramaniam, I have seen his interview after the public listing basically. He says we have given IPO at 30% discount. According to their estimation, their value of IPO was more than 1,000 rupees, which they give at 712. So it's always our perception is different, promoter perception is different, but ultimately the person who is applying in IPO feels whether I am earning or not. So one has to decide whether he will earn from this public issue or not is very important.
Just speaking about Birla IPO, one small thing, I don't know whether they discussed, one of their key fund managers, Ajay Argal, who manages chunk of their funds, equity funds, he is moving to Franklin. I don't think this point was mentioned in their...
It was not mentioned. I've seen the full interview of 15 minutes on Z Business.
Yes, yes. So that's extremely unethical.
That is a part of life, na? That is a part of life.
AMC business is prone to fund manager risk, and Ajay Argal is a manager's key, one of their key funds. He is the manager. So I guess markets anticipated something like this. That's the reason.
But I believe that specifically they are coming on Diwali time. So market will remain good on Diwali time, I believe. They are banking. And I think that retail portion is only 10%, right? So that's public issue, though definitely subscribe hoega. There is no doubt about it.
कितना हुआ?
So any question on this, Nyka? Any slide you want to see? Any?
हाँ लियो. हाँ लियो.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I had a confusion between this offer for sale and IPO.
Sir, ऐसा होता है. Just a simple language. When any company comes into the market first time, it is IPO, like initial public offer.
दे दो बस वाले को देने का 30 रुपए. 30 रुपए बस वाले को देना. नहीं दे रहे हैं ना, वो तो आदत है.
आप म्यूट कर दो अपने आप, प्लीज.
मनोज भाई का माइक चालू है ना, मनोज भाई का. हाँ मनीष भाई. मनीष भाई.
Some music coming in background.
Can't hear you, Manoj bhai. I mean, Manish bhai, sorry.
मनीष भाई, हेलो हेलो. हेलो मनीष भाई.
मनीष भाई.
हेलो.
Yes sir, yes. बोलिए.
हाँ. What is the valuation this Nyka is asking as per the IPO price? If we
1,100 against face value of 1.
Face value of 1 is okay, but 1,100 divided by 1.33, that is the earning per share.
Right.
So it is almost, is it 827 P ratio?
Yes, you're right, boss. That is why I say I want apply.
I was just checking the there is a personal care segment like Kaya, what Manoj bhai mentioned. Of course, Kaya is loss making, but there are likes like Marico, Imami, Bajaj Consumer, and all. None of them have a price earning ratio of more than 61.
Correct, but those are different kind of companies. They are not technological platforms, so they are pure, consumer goods, you can say. So it's non-comparable, but still, I fully agree that P ratio could be 800 would be something very difficult. ये दिमाग में नहीं जा रहा है सर.
800 is something I cannot, if they give any justification, merchant bankers or promoters for this
नहीं sir, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. If you say that I have seen it justification for price, they give some qualitative factors, they give some quantitative factors, but that's fine. I think I don't agree to all these things. I only see that according to me, the price this IPO is very expensive.
Okay. Only thing is some retailers will apply, rush for it, and in frenzy they may try to.
वो तो होना ही है ना, because
oversubscribe.
Oversubscription थोड़ा होना ही है, because they have just kept 10% of the IPO. 4,000 out of 5,200, only 10%. 500 crore is a retail portion.
Yeah, but 90% people who are going to apply are all HNIs and institutes. Do they find this valuation attractive?
नहीं सर, उनका परसेप्शन अपने को नहीं पता है.
Okay, so this should be avoided. Good. If anybody else is not having any question, we can move to the next IPO that you were going to.
सचिन भाई, आपने हैंड रेज किया है.
हाँ, तो IPO और इसका डिफरेंस OFS का आप कुछ बता रहे थे, तभी माइक म्यूट हो गया था.
मैं वापस बोलता हूँ आपको सर. जब भी कंपनी फर्स्ट टाइम पब्लिक इश्यू करती है तो हम उसको IPO बोलते हैं, इनिशियल पब्लिक ऑफर. अगर दूसरी बार वापस पब्लिक इश्यू आती है तो हम उसको FPO बोलते हैं, फॉलो ऑन पब्लिक इश्यू. करेक्ट?
हाँ.
Now you see IPO have a two portion where either existing shareholders are selling in IPO, or or the IPO money will go to the company. So like example, अगर कोई कंपनी 1000 करोड़ का IPO ला रही है, where 500 crore existing shareholders will sell in the market, and balance 500 crores will go to the company. तो कंपनी का जो इक्विटी और रिजर्व है वो 500 करोड़ से ही बढ़ेगा, नहीं कि 1000 करोड़ से.
Okay.
So your query is resolved?
Yeah, one more query. IPO फंडिंग वगैरह से मेरे को फोन आ रहे थे मोतीलाल ओसवाल वगैरह से. So normally IPO funding they do at 7% or 8%, but Nyka में इतना डिमांड है कि they are doing at 13%. So अपना डिस्कशन सुनने के बाद मैं यही सोच रहा हूँ कि why people want to take 100 crore IPO funding and pay 13% interest, and what gain they are going to see in a company which has so high PE and so less EPS.
नहीं, मैं कभी I have never done this kind of work, IPO funding का. I am a pure investor, and like I आप शायद पहले Zoom meeting शायद आप नहीं थे लोग. I just for your information, since last 2-3 months I am doing IPO analysis here. We have done 8 to 10 IPOs. My work is basically, I tell you, I read the whole red herring prospectus for 3-4 hours and try to put out the points as I like into the presentation. So, and these are the simple points where everybody will understand. We don't require any technical knowledge.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anyone have any question? Or shall we move to another IPO?
Yes, please.
Yes. So thank you. Thank you for this presentation. Thank you for raising your queries. We'll go to another IPO. See this company, another company IPO is coming on 29th October for 3 days to 2nd November. This company called is Fino Payment Bank. Fino Payment Bank's IPO is coming. So these are our standard slides. These are our team members details, our YouTube channel details. These are our standard disclaimer. So please look into. Let us go on to Fino payments. I tell you very precisely that Fino payments, they have just still, I think IPO price is not come. They have not decided the issue price, but everything else is decided. The company is based in Navi Mumbai, and it's a pure payment bank. And their promoters are Fino Paytech Limited. I think this Fino Paytech Limited, it is being company incorporated by many banks and many institutions. About this company was incorporated in 2017, a very a short span, 4 years they were coming into the IPO. Fino Payments is a growing fintech company offering a wide portfolio of digital financial products and services in India. The company has a pan-India distribution network, and its major products and services includes current accounts and savings accounts, that is a CASA, issuance of debit cards and related transactions, facilitating domestic remittances, open banking functionality through their application programming interface, withdrawing and depositing cash management services. So they are providing cash management services to all the banks. About the company's merchants facilitate them in cross-selling their other financial products and services, such as third-party gold loans, insurance, bill payments, and recharge. Fino Payments also manages a large business correspondence network on behalf of other banks. So they are working as a third party for sales kind of things for other banks as a third party vendor. For revenue generation, the company relies on fees and commissions from their merchant network and strategic commercial relationships. Company is looking to target a population of India which has low levels of financial literacy and technology use, and typically does not have access to even basic banking services. So it is not on, like they more banking on the rural areas. In 2020, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology ranked Fino Payments third amongst banks in facilitating digital transaction in India. According to the CRISIL, the company also has the largest network of the micro ATMs and third-party highest deposit growth rate in 2021. Under competitive strengths they have unique DTP, that is distribution, technology and partnership. Networks helps in better customer services. Focus on technology development and in-house technological expertise. Customer-centric and innovative business model. Highly experienced management team. Vision of socially inclusiveness and empowerment. Basically, IPO purposes, they want to increase the tier 1 capital base to meet a future capital requirement. So they have to expand and to meet the expenses in relation to offer. Still that offer for sale and all this data has not come, but we have prepared this presentation because a lot of payment banks are coming in next 15 days for public issue. IPO details are face value is rupees 100 and promoters right now holding 100% shareholding. Fresh issue will be 300 crores and offer for sale is yet not decided. So this is what primary business of the company. Company says we are a growing fintech company offering a diverse range of financial products and services that are primarily digital and have a payment focus. We offer such products and services to our target markets, being the unserved and undeserved population of Indian society through our pan-India merchant network. Again, I would say they are targeting the rural network areas. Our merchant-led model is capital-light business strategy in respect of network expansion and except for referring of third-party loan providers, and we do not offer any lending products, and we do not hold any credit risk for loans. So it's a basic characteristics of payment banks. They cannot land. They cannot land. Then the company says they commenced operations in June 2017. Our products and services offering includes liability products and other banking products that generate fee and commission-based income such as CASA, micro ATMs, AEPS transactions, domestic remittances, and the issue of debit cards. How this payment banks work, basically, how does this industry work? So in 2015, the RBI laid down the framework for payment banks with objectives of widening the spread of payment services and deposit the products to small businesses, low-income households, migrant labor workers, and other unorganized entities by enabling high-volume, low-value transactions. Company says that target accessible market according to CRISIL as of March 31st, 2021 is approximately 0.85 trillion by potential revenue. Such addressable market refers to the potential revenue pool available to companies providing CASA deposit accounts in rural and semi-urban areas, and also providing the entire range of payment and remittances related services across the urban, semi-urban, and rural areas. I would say that these people are in rural markets. They are trying, they are trying to capture the business of credit cooperative society, or they are trying to all this Sahkari Mandali's business they are taking into the hands. These are the scope of activities that they basically set up their own outlets such as branches, ATMs, to undertake only a certain restricted activity permitted to bank under the Banking Regulation Act. The payment banks can accept demand deposits, issue ATM debit cards, offer remittance services and internet banking services, and undertake non-risk sharing simple financial services activities, not requiring any fund commitment such as distribution of mutual funds, insurance products, pension products, etc. And they also undertake the utility bill payments also. Given the primary role of payment bank is to provide payments and remittances services and demand deposit products to small business and low income households, payment banks were initially restricted to holding a maximum balance of 1 lakh per individual customer. So they cannot hold more than, a customer cannot hold more than 1 lakh balance in their savings account. See, there are certain important points related to payment banks in India. The Indian e-commerce sector had a phenomenal run in the recent past. The sector has managed to attract consumers and has grown at 35% CAGR from 0.38 trillion financial year to 1.72 trillion in financial year 2020. So roughly it is 4.5 times transactions of e-commerce sectors in last 5 years. Between financial year 2011 and 2021, the number of debit cards issued in the country has increased from 230 million to 898 million. So in 10 years, roughly 3 times. And while issue credit cards has increased from 20 million to 62 million. So it's basically a debit card and credit card growth is phenomenal in India in last 5 to 10 years. The POS infrastructure in the country has more than doubled over 5 years to reach 4.4 million terminals. RBI granted in principle approval to 11 players to launch payment banks. 3 players subsequently withdraw their application. So 11 में से 3 चले गए तो 8 रह गए. Out of remaining 8, 7 institutions like India Post Payment Bank, that is Indian Postal Department, Airtel Payment Bank, Paytm Payment Bank, Fino Payment Bank, Aditya Birla Idea Payment Bank, NSDL Payment Banks, and Jio Payment Bank has commenced the operations. Fintechs today are on the top of the mind of the traditional financial institution as they watch traditional business models change and increasingly deliberate whether to collaborate or compete with the fintechs. Digital payments landscape has the highest number of fintechs in India, and now other financial segments like lending, insurance, and wealth are also attracting fintechs. So there is a difference between traditional banking. Now, traditional banking is still not able to decide whether we have to collaborate with these fintech companies or we have to compete with these fintech companies. Promoters are Fino PayTax. If you see the performance, total income is 791 crores in FY21. Profit and loss brought forward was big. Current year's profit is 20 crores and their basic EPS is 2.62 crores. So company has made profit in 2021 when IPO is coming. This is the detailed profit and loss statement where you can see that there is a profit of 20 crores, vis-a-vis 32 crore loss in 2020 and 22 crore loss in 2019. Earning per share in March 21 was good, 4.59. And again, there is a loss in earlier years, so negative EPS in last 2-3 years. See, their capital is 44 crores, the reserves is 105 crores. So roughly book value is 33 rupees. Otherwise, all these borrowings, deposits, it's a very small bank. Their balance sheet size is just 1,000 crores. So 1,000 crores is a very small kind of size this bank have. But year on year, it will grow. Average cost for the promoter is 57 rupees per share. So I would say that first time I've seen such a high cost for the promoter in recent public issues. This is something very important. What government is doing, they call it a JAM Trinity. I took specifically this para from the red herring prospectus, nothing to do with this public issue. Government on its side introduced JAM Trinity, Jandan, Aadhaar and Mobile in financial year 2014 to integrate this infrastructure and digital financial inclusion. With this, the government improved its focus to provide easy access of banking facilities and enhanced ability to digitize transactions. This expanded use of digital payments by the government for welfare served as the biggest launchpad of direct benefit transfer, DBT. The government has transferred more than 3.8 trillion in financial year 2020, 426 schemes as of February 21. Total amount transferred through DBT has reached to 14 trillion. So where it is, in 2014 and where we are in 2021, 14 trillion rupees has been transferred directly to the bank account of various people. So one can see that how much corruption has reduced. And this is purely because Aadhaar is the base for all above work. Application programming interface, APIs, have been developed using Aadhaar to launch payment system that allows real-time transactions with just a mobile phone. So we can operate our banking transactions through mobile. This is what government has done from 2014 till date. This is comparison with peer companies. Though there are no, financials are there in the public domain system for all these banks, but you can compare their deposits, their net worth, their CAR, AR, and their number of offices. If you see Fino Payment Bank comes at 4 numbers. The highest is Paytm Payment Bank, which holds a 28 billion rupee deposit. So one can say that, and Paytm का भी public issue आ रहा है, Fino Payment Bank भी आ रहा है, One MobiKwik का भी public issue आ रहा है. So 3 payment banks are basically coming in public issue before Diwali, definitely. These are another good examples of value and volume transactions, where you can say the Fino Payments Bank has a good number of debit card outstanding. The value of transactions are also good, and then volume of transactions of both ATM and POS are also good. But again, here we can see the ATM Payment Bank is the largest in all the respect, in all the parameters. These are the another product-wise comparisons, that there are these many products like saving and current accounts with account facility, mobile wallet, debit card payments, CMS, insurance, doorstop banking, BC. Fino Payment Banks is providing each and every kind of product facility, where others have something they don't have. This is a good comparison of product-wise, category-wise detailed. These are, again, I'm going back to the industry, not with the company IPO details. That say the digital transaction value will cross to 3,500 trillion by FY25. Right now, we have 1,300 trillion rupees we are doing digital payments. So next 4 years, we will grow to at least 2.5 times to reach 3,500 trillion. So we can say there is a lot of scope in payment banks in India. Same way, retail spending estimation will be very higher. One can see that in FY 2020 to FY 21 there is a downfall, but again it will pick up and it will reach from 58 to 91 trillion rupees in 2025. See, these are the comparison of different business models. There are universal banks like SBI, ICICI, HDFC. There are small finance banks like AU Small Finance Bank, and there are payment banks. So if you see, universal banking can do a full spectrum of banking, savings, investment, and insurance products, including loans and advances to the industry. Whereas small finance bank can offer savings and investment products apart from credit products and loans, can act as a corporate agent to offer insurance products, cannot act as a business correspondent to other banks. Small banks cannot be a business correspondent. Whereas if you see payment banks, small payment banks like Fino Bank, banking services like demand deposits, ATM debit cards, payments and remittances services, other ancillary services like cash management services, recharges, bill payments, FASTag, etc., can act as a business correspondent to another bank and offer savings, deposits, credit and investment products, can act as a corporate agent to offer insurance products and loan products. I think this comparison gives us the best idea what universal bank does, what small finance bank does, and what payment bank does. Comparison of a different business model. So they have priority sector lending, like universal bank have a 40% for priority sector. So and small banks have a 75% for priority sector lending of their adjusted net banking credit. Whereas payment banks, fintech payment banks cannot undertake lending activities at all. They have only access to call money and CBLO market. This is that business or operations of Fino Bank Payments. Basically, they have their merchants have increased almost 2.5 times from 2,77,000 to 6,41,000 in the year 2021. Their growth in CASA accounts also gone up from 1.43 million to 2.57 million. This way, if you see that total transaction has gone up, the total throughput has gone up, and return on average equity is 15% right now. So definitely in last 3 years, fintech payment bank has done a very good work. These are the business segments, players using digital. How like so many players are there who does in payments, lending, wealth technology, insurance technology, REG registration technology, open and neo banking. So these are the number of players in the market. We see the advertisement of Eco, Policy Bazaar, like this. So this is a very good bank bazaar also. So this is a very good bill-based payment. So what everybody is doing is that players in payment and remittances businesses. These are the players in this business of payments and remittances businesses like Bharat Pay, BillDesk, Infibeam Revenues, InstaMojo, One MobiKwik, Oxygen Services, ATM, PayU Payments, PhonePe, RazorPay, software, etc. These are the non-cash payments. Non-cash payments in India are very less compared to the other countries. So this is of course the data of 2019, but we have a lot of room to grow for the digital payments. This slide shows that. This is these are the growth in UPI, Unified Payment Interface, where the volume has gone up in 2017 0.02 to 22 billion volume, and in transaction value also it has gone up from 0.07 trillion to 41 trillion now. In 4 or 5 years, the growth is phenomenal. The change is very big. With this also, this Fino Payment Bank presentation is over. I try to keep it up to 30 slides only. Otherwise, there are a lot of slides they can put more. This is general idea about the public issue. So anyone have any question? Because this public issue, again, there are 2 more public issues are coming. Paytm and One MobiKwik, they will be also in the same line of business.
Sir Krishnan Nayyar, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Very good insights again. Keep it up. Now, not a question with relevance to IPO, but definitely with reference to digital, and now all of many elite chartered accountants in this webinar. So great to connect with all of you. Okay, just a connecting point with so much digitalization emphasis, especially after COVID. I would take my personal example. ATM जाता था, अभी तो पूरा गूगल पे हो गया है पूरा.
Correct.
और एक और पर्सनल है, अभी तो मेरे को 10 दिन से कोविड है, तो घर पे बैठा हूँ, सब कुछ ऑनलाइन हो रहा है.
Correct.
ऐसा है, तो इसीलिए पीछे वो थोड़ा मैं अलग रूम में बैठा हूँ करके मेरा पूरा फेस नहीं दिख रहा है. Now my question is pretty simple. With so much digital transactions, what is the opportunity for simplifying our tax structure? सिंपल एक डिजिट पेमेंट टैक्स करके ऐसा कुछ कर देगा, जीएसटी बीएसटी सब निकल जाएगा. तो आप लोगों को क्या लगता है, टैक्स स्ट्रक्चर सिंप्लीफाई कर सकते हैं हम?
सर आपको पता है there is one Pune based agency who had given a presentation that you remove all kind of taxes and you put only a banking transaction tax in 2016 somewhere. I forgot that. Very good. एक अच्छा सा एक ये था ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बट मुझे ये लगता नहीं है बिकॉज कोई भी कंट्री में ऐसा कभी हुआ नहीं है बेसिकली. But even I tell you that implementation of GST is also a very big achievement there. We have हमने कुछ 32 टैक्स निकाल दिए और उसकी जगह पे सिंगल एक टैक्स आ गया. करेक्ट. तो आपका जो सवाल है मुझे वो कभी होगा ऐसा लगता नहीं है.
ओके, थैंक्स. या. Can you just re-show that side? इसमें वो jam trinity वाला side, that was extremely inside. वो jam trinity
that was very good. मैं आपको एक मिनट सर, jam वाला बहुत अच्छा
superb data था वो.
It is very good because government has taken a so nice initiative. Correct. If you see that they have combination of Jan Dhan account, Aadhaar card and mobile card. So even yes.
इसका if you don't mind फोटो निकाल सकता हूँ मैं सर, चलेगा?
अरे सर बोलिए, निकाल दीजिए, क्या प्रॉब्लम है.
Mr. Prakash Bhatia, foreign banker. You are here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Prakash, put on a video and share your thoughts on IPOs like Fino, Payment, Nyka, Aditya Birla, Capital, Sun Life listing, and any latest developments also.
Sir, for some reason I will not able to on the video. Only thing is that I have not studied much all the cases Fino, but I know the team behind Fino is very good. So that much when they started in the beginning, the payment back has come now, but before that when the team has started and Manish was there, and they are ex-ICICI people, so we know we used to work on the same floor. The team is professional, they are doing. Now only thing is that now even Nyka also, only thing what we have to see is both the business are good. The valuation part which we have to see now, because now if you are putting for long term, that doesn't make any problem, but if you are putting for short term gain, and what I am and Manish Bhai has done really good study. I don't know how much money, how much time you would have spent in
Sir,
making
around 4 hours in one presentation.
Wow, that's a very short time.
It's a deep dive. We always do deep dive from 360 degrees perspective as always.
No,
So it's essential. A lot of people contribute. Many participants have contributed and
Even
continue
Nyka,
contributing from all the angles.
yeah, so let me finish. So even Manish Bhai, when I just checked your PPT, I thought you must have put around 12 hours because the way detailed thing has been done. Even Nyka was very well explained. Both are new world,
new world
business, because you know they are not traditional businesses. Even that beauty franchisee and in Fino also. So those who are a risk investor, they should put the money. Now, if I can request you, you can spend some time on taking where the market is headed, because the way the skips are crashed, be it chemical stock, be it IRCTC kind of technology stock mainly. So not able to understand where market is heading. Somebody is talking of 14,000, 15,000. Somebody is giving a very, you can say negative outlook. Because one more reason they are giving is just last line. The one more reason they are giving is a geopolitical situation in Taiwan and LSE, and there are some
Afghanistan also.
Afghanistan is already there for 1 month back, but nowadays, so I don't know if somebody can, the panel can throw us what is their view. I mean, nobody knows where market will go, but at least what they feel psychologically about the market. Because if the portfolio wiped out by 30%, then it is whatever you will earn in 2 years will go.
Correct.
Yeah,
see, I tell you about one more thing about this.
I request all the panel to give their view.
सर एक रिमार्क था फिनो पेमेंट बैंक के लिए कि फिनो बैंक पेमेंट 45% business is coming from 3 states, that is Bihar, UP and Rajasthan, where people are not so tech savvy. Lot of areas are not urban as on date, I would say. So this is one risk that again, जैसा आपने geopolitical बोला, तो अपने यहाँ political issues है. कल उठ के अगर whatever, if there is a government change in UP after 6 months, so definitely company feels there will be a downward in the business. They don't write directly, but they put it in a risk factor, because their maximum merchant bankers are in these 3 states, and they get 45% of revenue from these 3 states only. Okay.
Manish Bhai, can I come in? I had one query.
Yes,
sir. Is there any price fixed yet for this Fino?
सर कल तक तो नहीं आया था, रात तक मैंने देखा था. आज आया है तो मालूम नहीं है मुझे. If you give me 2 minutes, I can see that also.
Okay. Because without price, we don't know what is the valuation they are planning.
इसका क्या प्राइस होना चाहिए? मेरे हिसाब से 300
We
रुपए
will
से
cover
ज्यादा
it
नहीं
when
होना
it
चाहिए.
comes. When it comes, we'll definitely cover it. Valuations
Yeah.
also.
Okay.
Business domain is important, and we will say among the peer group companies, there is a company called Infibeam, which has a payment business. So that should also be considered. That is a listed company in which the Reliance Group has a certain small stake, and they intend to increase the stake also as per the bus. And there are many other unlisted players, and the valuation seems to be driven by pricing. True, because there are many companies looking at acquisitions, and now there is a lot of demand for these digital companies, and the first mover advantage is a big advantage in this business for survival or be acquired, or ultimately it's a high risk game. They may close down also. Google is there, WhatsApp is there in the payment business now. Reliance has very large ambitions. So many things are going to happen. Very high risk space and very high rewarding also. If you see the acquisition price, average price of the promoters holding, and the price at which the IPOs are being priced, we will soon know in next week the price, and we will discuss it in the coming conclaves.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, one more query on Fino. There is a accumulated losses in the balance sheet. Is it correct?
हाँ है ना, because 4 साल पहला ये 2021 फर्स्ट ईयर है जब भी प्रॉफिट किया है कंपनी ने.
So it will be having a net worth positive.
Net worth is positive because average price देखिए ना सर, promoter ने 57 rupees में लिया है ना, 10 रुपए का face value है और promoter average price is 57, so the reserves and surplus is good ना that way.
Share premium is
अगर आप देखेंगे, अगर मैं 57 rupees एवरेज प्राइस जो प्रमोटर ने खरीदा है, आज का जो प्राइस है, आज का जो नेट एसेट वैल्यू है वो 33 रुपीज है आई बिलीव.
अच्छा, 33.
हाँ, अराउंड 24-25 रुपया लॉस है फॉर द होल लास्ट 3-4 years accumulated.
Okay. So around 33 is the net.
The current trend is to go for valuation and pricing of at least 10 times of price to book. So you can just imagine the type of pricing which will happen. And the company has also turned around as in a reported financial profits. The latest one shows a EPS from a loss to a profit.
All companies
so this should be advantage to
profitable in the year of IPO only.
In terms of maximizing the price.
Nyka also was the same.
इसलिए तो कृष्णन सर बोल रहे थे ना, इतने बड़े बैंकर इतना छोटा मार्जिन में कैसे काम करते हैं, बिकॉज वैल्यूएशन.
One more listed case is there, I guess, to my knowledge. पैसा लो मनी और पैसा लो फाइनेंस, वो स्टॉक बहुत पागल जैसा भाग गया है.
नहीं सर, वो तो एक्चुअली शायद वो पेनी स्टॉक था.
हाँ, 150 रुपया का कुछ 750 कुछ हो गया टू माय नॉलेज. अभी वो ट्रैक नहीं किया मैंने, बट जस्ट बहुत भाग गया है उतना. तो अभी गिरा भी आइडिया नहीं, देखता नहीं.
Anyone studied Yes Bank result yesterday?
Sir, Paisalo, sir, can I share?
Share.
Paisalo is a company promoted by a chartered accountant of
on your video. Introduce yourself and share. It's an open house session.
I am Rahul Jain, chartered accountant.
And put on your qualification and compartment. Share your views and questions. It's open now.
बोलिए राहुल जी.
Hello.
Yes,
Paisalo is a company promoted by Chartered Accountant Agrawal of Delhi. It is into microfinance. They are having power company as well in the name of AC Power. Both are listed and both are doing well. This is my submission.
Okay.
The rate is near about 1,100 right now.
Oh. Okay. Any other query? Any other submission?
Anybody else wants to speak an open house? Any question, any view, put on your video. your name, qualification, company name, share your thoughts. We can cover it now or we'll cover it in the future conclaves.
Yeah.
Anyone studied Yes Bank result which came yesterday?
नहीं sir, नहीं किया है.
Yes, we have looked at the Yes Bank result. Others can also. Yeah, Yes Bank results. The quality of assets have been improving, and there is a growth in deposit, growth in lending also, and a growth in business. But what is of concern is the slippages are continuing, maybe because of the pandemic. But asset quality is improving and deposit growth is there. Company is growing from strength to strength, and recoveries are yet to come in. Many people know they had good stakes in Dish TV. They had asked for EGM also. Now such companies will get very good value, and ultimately recoveries are yet to come. But the business performance shows good growth. Only slippages had to be kept under control. Any other thoughts? Welcome. Please put on your video and
CASA
share.
also improved. CASA also improved for Yes Bank.
Yes, CASA is going up, but deposits are going up. So this shows a trust and confidence of the deposit holders also. And the company is cautious on lending. If it wants to lend aggressively, it can even improve the numbers and the metrics. But in this time, it is better to be cautious, get the trust of the depositors. Technology platform is superb. And once the recovery comes, it can become among the best banks and highest capitalized. The net worth is good, capital adequacy is good. That is what is required for a world-class bank. They also have a ARC. Some deals are going to happen for cleaning up the balance sheet on the portfolios in line with the government announcement now for ARCs, which came in recently.
They also made a provision for
have
idea. They also made a provision for idea for around 350 crore.
Government norms, they will do it.
So if idea provision reverts back, then it will be around 350 crore more profit.
Okay.
So depend upon what is happening in idea going ahead. Manoj bhai, any idea on market where it is headed? Will China attack Taiwan?
The market is headed to new highs. Yesterday we had Dow at a new high, and lot of foreign inflows are coming, and IPOs also coming at good price. So market will go from strength to strength, and don't be greedy. That is a sense coming. Don't be greedy. The results are better, and people have started traveling also. So there is a huge pent-up demand. But as the professionals, all should be cautious and don't be greedy. Create wealth on a sustainable basis. Dow is reaching new high, Nifty is reaching new high, BSE is reaching new high, and now digital stories there. More and more M&As are happening. So, and more companies want to unlock value. They are understanding the importance of the good governance and sustainable performance. But I hope the promoters, investment bankers don't get too greedy.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to inquire. I'm Mr. Lalwani. I'm a technological person. I'm not totally financial. So I just wanted, I had these two queries. One was like, what are these new banks and all? And secondly, in case the cryptocurrency is made into little official also, or the RBI comes in with some guidelines on cryptocurrency, how it will be affecting the SFBs, that is the small finance banks or general bank working also.
I will take the one on cryptocurrency. Now in the US, funds have started investing in cryptocurrency. So ultimately in India, it will take time. RBI will come out with norms, but it is better. It takes time. So different views have to come. let us see the what are the developments in the regular and advanced countries where most of the cryptocurrencies originated. But be very cautious on cryptocurrency because there are lots of scams happening in cryptocurrency, various platforms. So when you invest, you should do through funds and keep a very small portion, less than 1% of your holding, and do it through funds which are very regulated, rather than do direct because then you are playing with fire and then you don't have any remedies. Second point,
with the
you
crypto.
talked about, yeah, and second thing is you talked about new banks. New banks are technology driven, but ultimately core banking and know your customer and know your customer's business is more important. Know your customer's cash flow. Everything cannot be done on a digital platform. It can be enabler only. So mix and match is important, and ultimately banks and NBFCs will acquire more and more cutting edge and technology. Some of these technology companies will, banks will take over the technology platforms, and some technology companies will do backward integration and form organic also a means of lending through banking correspondence or footfalls or virtual points at various places, so it can be integrated. So
actually the
hybrid
thing
modes
is,
are coming in.
so
Manish,
actually
you
the thing
add your thoughts, and Prakash, you can also add your thoughts. Krishnan
is,
also.
actually, I mean, is the neo bank as a startup and all, is it a good concept also? Because a number of startups are going in for the new banking technologically features and all. So whether they'll be picked over and all,
See, my point is like small all your small banks and this all fintech banks basically, where these universal banks are not reaching because of they also have to have a branch profitability issues. So the small banks will reach those areas where universal banks are not reached. Second thing, those rural areas, you can say villages or small towns, where till date cooperative credit societies or private lenders have lot of influences was there. Now because of fintech banks have come, their influence will go down, and RBI government also will be able to manage better finance way. So one can say that this industry is moving from unorganized sector to organized sector, along with technological benefits, along with proper rules and regulations. So definitely this small banks or fintech banks will have a good amount of growth, and maybe a competition will come. Today there are 8 licenses or 8 people, 8 banks have come up. Tomorrow more banks will definitely, small banks or fintech banks will come. But I think there is a lot of space in India, a lot of space is there to accommodate all the players all together, and ultimately it will have a proper growth of the country which is measurable, which is organized way, by following full rules and regulations under the umbrella of RBI. सर आपका माइक बंद है, अनूप जी आपका माइक बंद है.
नहीं, thanks a lot actually. Thank you. Because yes, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Manish, by any GMP is there for Nyka?
GMP का full form बोलो, sorry. Good manufacturing practices?
नहीं. Grey market premium.
नहीं मैं शायद अभी तक नहीं आया होगा ग्रे मार्केट. सॉरी, मैं वो फार्मा कंपनी GMP दिमाग में घुस गया था. नहीं कोई ग्रे मार्केट प्रीमियम नहीं होगा मेरे हिसाब से. दिस विल उसका हालत आदित्य बिरला AMC के जैसा ही होगा. एंड दूसरा, देयर इज वन मोर इशू इज देयर, because anchor investors can sell after 1 month. They have holding period of 1 month. So definitely there will be more selling in the market after listing.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess Aditya Birla will go up to 600 if market is not doing well. हमारा सबका तो 100 रुपया चला गया. पर शेयर, 20 शेयर का स्लॉट था. I look at it this way. See, rather the Aditya Birla AMC का जब public issue आया था, तो all the channels they're recommending to buy Aditya Birla Capital because it's a subsidiary of Aditya Birla AMC is a subsidiary of Aditya Birla Capital, right?
Yes.
जितना Aditya Birla Capital का reserves नहीं है, उससे ज्यादा का premium Aditya Birla AMC ने claim किया है from the public issue. So the value of investments in the books of Aditya Birla Capital will go so much high in consolidated books that reserves have gone up almost twice the value from 9,000 crore to 21,000 crore, which I calculated one day. Still, you know, Aditya Birla Capital prices come down from 130 to 102 now, right now. Because reserve is Aditya Birla AMC का भी price कम हो गया ना इतना.
But there is always holding company discount is there, na?
Holding company discount is always there, no doubt about it. But just kind of see Aditya, ये कोई traditional business नहीं है ना AMC का. When you compare Aditya Birla AMC with HDFC AMC, तो उसका कुछ तो valuation मिलना चाहिए ना.
Correct, correct. Manoj bhai is there? I had query for Manoj bhai.
So can I inquire about one more thing about the share also?
Yeah.
Actually, see, we see that a lot of chemical companies, etc., pigment farmers are doing quite well and all. There is one company that is SREI, and it had a good ranking and all probably a year back or so. SREI Industries, I think some Sindhi person is there, Mr. Rajani also. But I mean now the rates are almost say 1/5 or 1/10 of what it was and all because of some internal dispute and all. Is there any? Can you throw some light on that SREI Industries?
ये company बहुत, see, I tell you about chemical industry. My perception. In last 2-3 years, India has put anti-dumping duty on so many imported material from China. So it has really directly benefited to the Indian manufacturer. The realized value of the revenue has gone up because of increase in price. So their profitability has gone up. That is why all chemical, all this kind of company, they have a better margin and better results. So their prices have gone up basically.
No, sir, the thing is actually this is a company like into pigments and all, but I mean their rates have not been affected by the government policies. It has been affected because there is a fight between a institution or some kind of a person.
Sir, this is an individual company. Oh, actually, I tell you, it's a company issue. SREI Industries must be number one, very small company. तो उसको कोई बड़ा impact नहीं होता होगा ये सब का. Second thing, there may be some internal issues in the company, which is dragging the share price down.
Okay.
मनोज भाई, मिलन भाई को कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछना है आपको?
No, he doesn't seem to be there. No problem. We'll ask later.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone? Yeah.
Who wants to ask?
Milan bhai.
Yeah, Milan, put on a video and ask.
Yeah. See, because we were talking of Yes Bank, I had one query. If you remember, Tier 1 bonds were, written off, and a case was going on by some mutual funds against Yes Bank for this write-off. Any update on that?
Which cost you're talking about?
Yes Bank Tier 1 bonds. They were
The Tier 1 bonds are there. There is no update on that. That was a frivolous case. Ultimately, the RBI Act has to be accepted. So there is no contingent liability as such. But some of the institutions have done it on record, just to put it on record.
Okay, so there is no chance that they will succeed.
We had a detailed discussion on the 80 bonds earlier also. And ultimately, incidentally, the market for that bonds was temporarily affected. Now, many large banks have started coming up with those bonds, and there is a good market again. They are unsecured bonds. It is very, very clear. And there is disclosure earlier about that it is this unsecured bonds. And many banks like Hdfc, PSU banks, IndAS Bank are coming on with it. They are giving you a higher interest rate. And there was another issue of mis-selling. Mis-selling by the relationship manager, another is a separate issue. It has no impact on the issuer and on the large buyer at least.
Okay, because
what we need to see in Yes Bank particularly is the growth story. It's a technology savvy platform, and there are very good stakeholders now, very strong deep pockets. Technology platform is there. Deposits are growing at a very fast clip. And when the pandemic, hopefully a third wave is being managed very well, particularly in India. So when growth resumes, recovery comes, there is more and more confidence coming in the Yes Bank. Only slippages have to be kept under control. That depends on the macroeconomic environment, particularly on the SMEs. But Yes Bank has started recruiting in a very big way. Many professionals are being hired at top positions, including in risk management, including in branch operations, including in digital operations. And they are luckily able to get very high quality talent now. They are also paying well. In fact, there are huge opportunities for professionals up to a range, even up to 30 lakhs to 65 lakhs package at the middle level. Many professionals from top other banks are also joining Yes Bank. This shows the confidence in the India growth story and the technology enabled banks, and this particular bank and other banks also.
So there is no chance that those mutual funds will succeed in their case against the extinguishment of
very clearly no
Tier 1.
chance. It is provided in the RBI Act restructuring of it will impact all the companies, all the M&As, not only this one. So RBI.
Hello. Yeah. शायद वो वॉइस कट गया उनका इंटरनेट कट गया शायद उनका
We State Bank and they got a big bonanza by getting shares at throwaway prices, and many of them also bought shares at 10 rupees and sold at 18 rupees. And many sold at 30, 35 rupees also. That is a crucial issue rather than 80 bonds, because 80 bonds are known to be unsecured. This was a very unfair deal with the loyal investors of Yes Bank. Somebody else comes and bullies up with the bureaucracy approach just to save prima facie that we are saving a bank. They were not saving a bank. They were getting unfair advantage at 10 rupees and buy a share at 10 rupees and sell off at 30, 40 rupees. It is unfair advantage. It is a wrongful gain to them and wrongful loss to minority shareholders, even large institutional shareholders. It's a wrongful loss to them. Ultimately, in India, that class action shoots have not taken place. You need to have over 10% holding, and there are not many precedents. So that is a main issue story on unfair advantage to large investors in Yes Bank. When somebody else get stock at throwaway price, ideally there should have been a rights issue. And those who want to get rights, they can apply. Those who don't want, they can renounce their rights. And State Bank or Kotak or other banks, IDFC, they could have applied in rights if they want to do. Why acquire at a throwaway price and then sell it? But this is the way markets are there. Investment banks make money. Whenever there is a short-term opportunity, they change their colors. Some become chameleons and make profit from it. For them, maybe the rest of the shares are free. And they convey to the regulator, we are pitching in and we are supporting you. But SBI wanted support from others. Good declarations of payment which you are getting. Yes Bank platform is far better. Just on technology itself, they'll get a valuation much more than the market cap of Yes Bank currently. But the market has their own parameters of valuations. They will see the credit growth, retail growth, GNPA numbers, NNPA number, operating profit ratios, and the EPS. Market will decide ultimately. But the stock is technically at a recent high. It is more than the rights issue price. It came in at 12 rupees IPO. Follow-on public offer had come at 12 rupees, right? Now it is going at about 14. But savvy investors are saying, including some of the foreign investors, look at what happens in the next 3 quarters after revival of the economy post-pandemic. And time will tell. And let the ARC take place and the recoveries takes place. Hopefully they will happen soon. You will see recoveries through Dish TV and there are many Cafe Coffee Day. There are deep value in many other companies. And it is not the only bank. There were many other savvy players who had funded Cafe Coffee Day and Dish TV and other companies they have in the portfolio. Reliance Infra. We have seen Reliance Infra went to 11 rupees. Now it is over 100 rupees. Right?
Yes.
And they have acquired the Yes Bank house also in Santa Cruz at a throwaway valuation. At a throwaway valuation. From it is just 10 minutes away from BKC. You have a large 8-story building, Yes Bank house. Which other company has such a large premises? I think it's only ICICI which has got, correct? You have a Yes Bank house among the best houses. This is where the asset slides. This shows the confidence on the management when you have a Yes Bank house on the main highway, which is just 5 minutes from BKC. So go and have a look at it. And they got it at a throwaway price, just because of this legal issues. The fair valuation of that is much more than the price it has acquired. Just for around 1,200 crores, you get a building. And everybody knows you have to pitch in at least 3,000 to 4,000 crores if you want a building anywhere in that area. Prime commercial space. So they acquired this from Reliance Infra, right?
Yes.
And Reliance Infra got advantage of that. And today they have written off these things because of temporary defaults, credit downgrades. So recoveries come and then market will look at the numbers. We'll keep on doing on a regular basis. You can also keep on reviewing the numbers. Look at the recovery numbers. Look at the deposits. Deposits grows continue. So you will know if deposit are there. You will know if there are other weaknesses coming. Good point, Milan. You have raised this issue. Very good point.
So any other point? Any other points from anyone?
I just wanted views if recently the stocks like IRCTC and IX have run down very much. Any views? Anything on that?
Which stock?
IRCTC and Indian Energy Exchange and some other stocks.
I tell you why IEX was around 600, 650, moved it to 900, right? That because of news that because of coal shortage, because of so all the other states will have to buy electricity from IEC. That is the price was gone up. Another point was that there will be a bonus. So bonus के कारण भी भाव बढ़ा हुआ था. I think yesterday it was 750. It was 10 रुपए 10% of upper circuit लगने के बाद वो कम होके 5% up हुआ है शेयर.
Bonus has been declared.
Yeah, bonus has been declared. एक के ऊपर 2 bonus मिला है.
No, 1 for 1, 1 for 1.
No, 2 for 1.
मतलब एक के ऊपर 2 नया मिलेगा सर.
नहीं, एक पे एक.
नहीं, it is 2 shares. 2 shares for every share.
कंफर्म है. एक के ऊपर 2 मिलेगा, कंफर्म है, no problem. तो मेरे हिसाब से X bonus price will come down to 250. So one has to see by that time September के भी results आ जाएंगे IEX से. So there we can see that what is the profitability, what is the future profitability, what's the future EPS, and then we can decide. But free business वाले बोल रहे थे कि 250 में लेना चाहिए for a long term. Long term is almost 2 years, 3 years basically.
Recent results have already come for IEX. September
results. Other results? Okay, I have not seen it.
Yeah, Milan, you are right. The results are very good. There's a growth of over 50%. And another thing is the power sector has got re-rated in the last few months, if you see.
Correct. बीच में
Is
आवाज कट रहा है
re-rated,
मनोज
and
भाई.
the exchange is also getting re-rated. So profits
Yeah.
are improving.
Correct.
And with profits improving, valuation improves, and the bonus gives the confidence. Next thing is you mentioned about IRCTC. One is the internet companies globally are getting good valuation. Another point is now due to pent-up demand, now there is a lot of travel happening, and it is not only a booking platform. IRCTC is going into, government is saying to take new trains. Lot of new private trains are being launched. IRTC will get a great opportunity into it. And they also started a tours and travel divisions. And there are trains which are value of, over 1 lakh rupees one customer is paying from travel from all India basis, from north to south, west to east. Special trains, special tours are being come, which are valued at around 75,000 to 1.5 lakhs per customer. So travel business, new train business, pent-up demand, internet companies, there are over 5 to 6 reasons, and also profits are growing. So there is a re-rating happening, and it is a clean company as far as the governance is concerned. The only thing is other rail companies are undervalued. If you add all the other rail companies, there are almost 5 other rail companies with the World Rail, and IRCTC valuation is much more than that. Well, why have so many rail companies? Why not have one together? Some people are asking about that. There's a budget. Why not consolidate all the rail companies? So you have an organic model also. You have a real assets model also, and you have the digital model also. But the pure internet play company attracts much higher valuations. Particularly, it's a fancy game as of now. Now it is pure fancy. You don't know how long the fancy will last. But it benefits India. So more foreign investors are investing in it. It's good for the India growth story, and good for the railways, good for IRCTC also. But keep careful. There was a big fall in the price also a few days back.
That is what I was trying to say. Why there has been a big fall in the price of IRCTC, CAMS, DMart, Tata Power, TCS, all this.
This happened because there was profit booking. The stocks ran up too much. So market became heavy. Leverage buying was there. It easy money.
Okay.
So profit booking took place, and again a revival next day also. If you see on Thursday it came down. Friday there was a small recovery. So those who are invested early, they will book profits. But the story has just begun, because we talked about so many new things happening in IRTC in terms of growth and expansion of various vertical businesses. But when the stocks runs up 50 to 100% in last 6 months, you have to be careful. So then it becomes a trading game. It is not a value share. It's a pure trading share. Keep daily or weekly stop losses, and don't take leverage bets on such shares.
Any view on FIS selling every day? 2,800, 2,500.
What they are selling is a small bit. They are selling and they are buying. They are churning their portfolios. And compared to the total value of selling, the net selling is just about 2,000 to 3,000 crores. And they have got large position in derivatives and index option and futures. So they do cash selling net just 2,000 to 3,000. Overall gross purchases are over 10,000 crores. And now when you see anchor investments in whether in Nyka or Fino payments, you'll see most of the anchor investment goes to FIS. And they make 50 to 100% profits in just 1 month. Easy money, which is not available to investors like you and me, which is again an unfair advantage to them. There's no level playing field. They get numbers also. They get Excel spreadsheets also. And they get a confirm allotment also. They don't have to do leverage of borrowings of 100 times, 200 points. They just give a letter. We want confirm allotment. They are able to get away. This is the evolving stage of the Indian markets. Unfair advantage to the anchor investors. and selling 2,000, 3,000 rupees in net basis and investing tens of thousand crores in IPOs and making huge money. Many of them are selling at 30, 40, 50%, 100% profit within a few days or a few months. So things to watch, keep watching, keep tracking, keep doing deep dives. 400, 500 page prospectus, RHP, done in a deep dive in a few, in a conclave, in an interactive session is the best thing which can happen for all professionals and investors in India growth story.
Manish bhai, any good chemical company now?
Sir, toting company is GSFC है.
After correction.
After correction, if GSFC come down below 110, 100, it's a good buy for long term. Lakshmi Organics, I believe at this point, 500 के आजू बाजू में अच्छा है बहुत. I recently bought it actually. So this is a good company.
Atul and Deepak Nitrite.
Deepak बहुत high अभी बहुत बढ़ गया actually.
अच्छा. And Atul?
In Deepak Nitrite, Deepak Fertilizer, that belongs to a family member, they are going into chemicals and watch Deepak Fertilizer. Deepak Nitrite has gone up because of very good profits and the chemical industry fancy. Deepak Fertilizer and chemicals, now it is increasing its share of pie in chemicals. And they are going into chemical business and also a good government company. Look at that. Atul has been a leader in this space. They got hundreds of products and there is a fancy for chemicals and it is an established player.
Somebody recommend Nosil. It's a big scope. Rubber chemical.
Big scope. The reason is
Rubber chemicals. There is a shortage currently of that item because of some issues of production in China. So temporarily margins will improve. And there is a fancy for a chemical and Nosil is a good management known to be and reputed player. But once the supply side improves globally, then this temporary spike in margins may come to levelize margins. So keep a watch on that. Margin will ultimately levelize when there is a production increase in supply from China and other players. Anybody else can add views on any other company? After the open house is over, can we request Sanjeev? You are there?
Yes.
Sanjeev?
Manojji, yes. We can propose a hard
Sanjeev,
for our
with the open house, if it is over, Sanjeev can give a final vote of thanks and concluding remarks. Any questions, please take it up.
Yeah, Manoj bhai, thanks for highlighting Deepak Fertilizer is getting into chemicals. It's a future, compounder. That's what I also get feedback from other sources. And Deepak Nitrite, they say in this correction, it is good to buy if it reaches, say, 2,500 for the query. Somebody had posted. Yeah.
I can always say do your due diligence and consult your own investment advisor and broker before buying any stock. It's a very important disclaimer. Consult your broker, tax advisor, professional advisors before buying.
Yes.
Disclaimer for everybody.
Do your own research and study.
Milan, I would request you, whatever you have, so now you can discuss it directly also with Manoj and he's also approachable. And so the time is running out.
Thank you.
Yeah, it has been a very
interactive session. Sanjeev, you are ready?
Meeting you in this way. Yeah. So Manoj, it has been a very interactive and nice session. We got to know many things from Santosh also. It was very good analytical and Manish bhai also as usual. So it has been a very good session. And so on behalf of all the participants, and all of us would like to propose a very hearty vote of thanks and happy weekend. Okay.
Yeah. Happy weekend to all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We are ending the meeting. Thank you very much.